Fingers crossed, nothing. My computer doesn't explode. Also gotta say, we're live now. Hello. Where's my dashboard? Okay, it's live.
Oi.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone.
Hello.
I got it. Advertised. YouTube. It's live. Show up, please. Please. I'm with, let's see. I should.
If you put my name, just put Life Lessons Gaming.
Yeah. No, I'm tagging everyone already. God, what's okay? God, does Trev have a Twitter? Trev, are you
Yeah, I
alive?
have a Twitter.
Yeah, drop it on.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, drop it on.
On where?
Never mind. It's on your profile.
Yeah.
Random links.
So the streamer I am.
Also, is the gain on my mic enough?
No, you're loud enough. I think.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if someone can't hear you,
We will all yap simultaneously in the same direction.
Ba 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 ba.
all right, I've tagged like 5 different people in my quote. Hopefully, this doesn't kill the tweet, because Twitter has this bad habit of hi everyone. 7 people. Wow. All right.
That's a whole lot of chickens.
That's way too many people. Alright. How is everyone doing today? How was your 2.7? This will be a super spoiler stream. So if you haven't played 2.7, maybe don't show up. Hello. By the way, Noel does have he had a what's it called? A list of what we could talk about, right?
Yeah, I did. I made a short list.
It's right there.
I should have sent it.
I'll just like repost it or something.
Yeah, 2.7 so bad, so 1.10 not enough for a little bit. Ooh.
I feel like because we have like a lot of people right now, it's like 6 people.
Yeah, there's
It's big, so
there's way too
we
many
probably
people.
should just take the questions and ask like in some order or whatever, or if somebody wants to talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, we'll take turns talking. It's
Yeah, maybe it's better to take turns because
Yeah.
it's going to be really chaotic.
yeah, it's really. I mean, we were talking a little bit before the stream. It's pretty chaotic already, and it was just 3 people talking over each other. So 6 people talking. Oh boy. But okay, who's gonna
That'll be
start?
fine. We can behave.
Surely, right? Okay. So first, let's just organize our stream, our talking points a little. So, what did we think about 2.7 overall? Who wants to start first?
I like the part where Rover weathered the waves.
Real. God, I'm being dented right now. Okay, I'll just start talking about my experience with 2.7. Initially, I thought it started a little abruptly, I think, because there was just like very early, like it was basically the first frame of the quest where the game was like, okay, we did this, and this off screen. Like we found out what it was called, and we found out how to turn it on thanks to Black Shores. And I kind of wish that the quest started out with us actually like figuring the nature of the capsule was. Okay, I can't start my talk with negativity. It's alright. It's good. It's good. I realized I was being negative like frame one. That this is not fair for me. Oh my god.
I can start being negative from the start.
Yeah,
It's
you
not a problem
can.
for me.
I can't. I should. No.
So let me start. Yeah. And
Okay,
then
fine,
you
you-
can
okay,
jump on
fine,
me
you-
like
fine, you'll
poor
start.
robots. Start
Fine.
defending your little.
Okay, fine.
little
Elsie,
story.
you start first. Glaze it for us. I mean, like talk about it for us.
Unglaze, yeah.
Unglaze it.
Remove the glaze.
I
Yeah.
can glaze if you want to glaze. I can glaze if you want to glaze real quick.
You'll then make like a shit sandwich, I guess. Okay, it will be like in the reverse. We shit first and then we like glaze it.
Yeah.
Sprinkle something good on top later.
Yeah.
The quest itself, first of all, I have to say the disclaimer for the opinions that we are going to
Spoil
assume that we're going to present here. First of all, it's like all spoilers, of course. Everything that happens here is like spoiler. Don't go away if you didn't do the story, like, or if you care or whatever. Second is that this is going to be like more of analysis of a story, and it's not necessarily about the feelings that it invoked in people. It's like you see, if you look like at the social media right now, a lot of people give like 10 out of 10 for the patch. They think like it's the best shit since like sliced bread. It's the best quest in WoW and all. And it's like, yes, but also all these people are extremely emotionally charged, and it's not like necessarily a very objective stance on the story itself to have. And it's like it's valid, of course, but like at least for me personally, I'm not taking the emotional side of the quest because, to be quite frank with you, it didn't really invoke a lot of emotion in me. Like, the Galbrena stuff. We went on a whole quest with her. She was like an antagonist for quite some time before the reveal that she's actually like a good person or whatever. We saw like her past in the Dark Tide and stuff. The musical video that was released for her actually invoked more feelings in me than the quest.
I still haven't watched it.
It's good.
I
It's really good.
still need to watch
Cry
it too,
Wolf,
actually.
it's really fucking good. The Cry Wolf, the producer, is like it's a name basically in the industry. It's like amazing producer. So it's like I feel like it's like really good to work for him as well. But like whatever. So I'd have to say overall about the whole quest is that the way that I personally like put it is that it's the best they could have done in the circumstances that they were in. So
I agree. Well, no, I don't agree. But I think I for the most part agree. I think some parts could have very well been done better, but for the most part, yeah.
I mean, they also like just dropped a 6-hour quest.
Yeah,
to
the
be
6
honest, and
hours.
It's not particularly easy, to just. I also include the workforce required for actually do shit. So they could have made more, but also that's probably it would have come at the price of like one patch being what's it called, the filler patch. So like 2.5 wouldn't be like for lower stuff. So
okay, I can accept that. Especially, I think I saw a message on Twitter that basically somebody was saying we do have to still remember that they are putting all this stuff out in a 6-week like cycle.
Yes,
so
it's like
I can
impressive.
agree.
It's extremely impressive. Yeah,
I see where you're coming from. Fair enough.
Yeah, but like also, it's like it's such a weird topic, to be honest, about the 6-week stuff. Yes, they do put out a lot of story frequently, which is like amazing for the player. But also, if the story itself suffers from it, I don't necessarily see it like as a good compromise, perhaps, because like like when you read some manga, the long-lasting one, and at some point you could clearly see that the mangaka is like tired, and the art
Jujutsu
is
Kaisen.
like dropping, the story quality is dropping and stuff. Yeah, so like, and maybe they can take a break, come back, like they make story great again and stuff, and then like finish the manga or whatever. But like it will be forever in this particular state when at the middle of the story the quality dropped. And it's the case for Woo as well. We can say that, yeah, they released all of this stuff like in the 6-week cycle, which is impressive. It doesn't mean that like 2.3 doesn't suck balls when you like actually play it, for example, like whatever. So, yeah. Overall thoughts like this, basically a lot of not polished stuff. I don't know. There was like this special cutscenes, kind of cutscenes. It's like it's our usual dialogue that we get with characters, you know, like the main dynamic camera and stuff. But it's locked to autoplay, and me personally, it's also like run at a very low frame rate. I don't know why. It's like
it's
I
rendered
play
in
at
30 FPS.
yeah, I play 100 in 20. So to see 30 FPS immediately after that is like it's extremely draining. I don't know what happened there. There's a lot of like not polished stuff.
Yeah.
Sadly, so it also takes on your like story experience in the technical sense, of course. I mean, yeah. So it's like I like it's an 8. I'd say it's not the best. I feel like from the technical standpoint, there were better quests. I feel like 2.4 part 1 was better technically.
Oh yeah.
2.2 even technically was better for me, pacing wise and stuff. I don't particularly find it like the best, but it had a lot of Avengers Assemble moments. Like people love it, so it's a 10 out of 10. I guess.
Hype moments in aura.
Okay, I think this will have like a lot of people here. If somebody wants to like say something, or, like
Okay, who's gonna go next? Live you?
I'll glaze.
Yeah, okay, you go for it. I'll talk about mines later. After you.
All right, time to get my my social credit points.
Ooh.
Okay, so I personally I am not the most emotionally charged person at all times, believe it or not. Trying to find clips of myself to post where I'm getting like super excited. It's not the easiest because, like I said, I don't fake emotions. Like I genuinely do not fake emotions, and I hope people would appreciate that. But the point that I'm getting at is I also don't cry. I know I saw like a lot of people talking about, oh my gosh, like I cried. And at first I was like, wow, y'all crying. That's wild. That's crazy. And shameless plug, but I read the Bible. And so in terms of like amazing stories,
fun fact, you just read the Bible.
It's just like in terms of amazing stories, I'm sorry, like you gonna have to beat the Bible for me to cry. No, but seriously though, I did tear up at Encore Story. I can't lie. The very end actually, in terms of like feeling emotion, the very end when Fenrico showed up, bro, I didn't cry, but I was close.
You could feel it welling up inside you.
Oh my gosh, like I'm telling you, bro, like when Fenrico showed up, I was so happy because I have been on the train of like Fenrico didn't do anything wrong for so long. And I'm just so happy he got his moment. Like y'all don't know, like he to me, I don't know why, like when I look at him, I think about like my granddad or something. My granddad's a pastor also, so that might be part of it. But it was just like, I'm so happy. And to be honest, and I'm probably going to talk about this in a video, but one of the things I really appreciate about Rina Sita and Koro, even for that matter, I'm always concerned whenever a developer touches on like Christianity or something like that. And not mind just like, you know, Catholicism, Christianity, it's like a kind of a fusion. They touch on all the motifs. You get my point. Judeo-Christian, Catholicism, so forth. But I'm always concerned because, like, you know, what are they gonna do? Okay, you know, try not to do anything blasphemous, pretty please, thank you. Just insensitive just for the sake of it, or whatever. Don't do it with any other religion, but you know, Christianity is a punching bag. So when they were saying, yeah, we're gonna do this thing with Rina Sita, I was like, all right, let's see where this goes. And the more and more I got into it, I was like, oh my gosh, they did a great job. Like they did such a good job touching on. And the reason why I'm saying this is because they never said that the Order was evil. To be honest, if you understand, like, if you pay attention to the lore, the Order was started off good. They just got corrupted, and that was the whole point. And you see, like, with characters like Phoebe, she was originally like my anchor, if you will, because that right. Because I was like, okay, Phoebe, you know, she shows that this, you know, it's not all bad. That there is a pure way to approach the faith. It's not just this corruption that we've been seeing. But then toward the end, they fully clear the Order, basically, by just saying, no, like, these dudes were, and obviously, like I said, if you were paying attention to the lore, you know, you're reading the scattered notes, so forth, so on, you would have caught this a little bit sooner. But like, yeah, like, these guys were just all corrupted, that was Leviathan's MMO. So seeing that moment for me personally, man, like, oh gosh, that was. So yeah, I had those moments. I had hype moments. I was really excited. And I will say this, and this is no shade to you at all, Alfie. We gotta let them have it, you know. And I know you did say it, but like, we gotta let people have their emotional excitement to that. And like, if there's ever a time to have it, now's the time to have it. Yeah. We'll sober ourselves. Yeah, we'll sober ourselves in a week or so. But for now, enjoy your tonight.
That's it, people. Yeah, let's enjoy it. Okay. Okay. Let me know when you. I shouldn't have cut you off like that. Is there anything else?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm done.
Oh, you're done. Okay, thank God. Because I was going to like continue, because one thing I really loved about 2.7 was how earnest it all felt. Like, yeah, you said like Kuro like did their best with what they had. Like 2.x Renacita was certainly not perfect. It had a lot of very high ups and very high downs, but throughout the story, you cannot tell me that Kuro did not love making the story. Especially with the Order, like, I think a lot of people wanted the Order to like actually be bad, like, and Phoebe to, like, as you said, like, people kind of wanted Phoebe to have this crisis, abandon the faith and do her own thing.
But typical boring story that always,
But what I'm really glad is that, like, in like at the end of all this, I'm really glad that the Order was. It's an organization like others. Like Montelli has their own way of doing it. Pacelli has their own day, and the Order, like, even if they started like good and then they fell off, but everyone were doing what they thought was best, and none of it felt forced. Like, maybe like people wanted the Order to burn, but the fact that Fenrico, like, for all the shit that he did, he really did his best to maintain what he thought was the Order's like epithets, right? Like tenets, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like even
the screwed up one.
Yeah. Because, like, at the end,
less than 2 months ago, this guy was hating on the Order every fucking chance he got.
Oh, shush you.
Every single chance.
Yeah, but oh my god. Oh my god. But oh my god. Be quiet, you. Yeah, but in the end, like, Fenrico, like, in the end of 2.5, he opened, like, he quite literally, with the way his mask fell off, his eyes were literally open to what he did, and he wasted no time trying to rectify what he's done. And
absolutely.
Like, and when at the end of the 2.6 scene, when Fenrico says, "Raise your lantern up," you are supported with all of the support of all the previous Primuses and my resolve, and that's when someone's like, it's really good. Then
that was a hard line,
yeah.
You know, it's like, it's also I don't know for everyone, but especially in the West, it's kind of trite, the trope of, you know,
the religion bad.
No, it's usually, especially with the church.
Yeah,
it's the church is evil, which, you know, like the church as an organization and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, plenty of fucked up things. It's like you
Yeah.
don't have to go
Yes.
far to find them. But at the same time, it's an organization.
There's a
with
difference. Yeah, exactly.
people,
There's a difference between the organization and the tenants.
Mm.
the tenants and the people that have the faith. So it was nice to showcase also that discrepancy between some of the faithful, like Phoebe, and especially one I really liked was Lenore.
Yes,
Lenore, my girl,
my beloved.
Oh,
the transformation. Oh my gosh.
Exactly, and that was really tactful in the way they handled it.
they handled the faith really respectfully. The transition between blind faith to true, to like truly following the path laid by Imperator, aka their god. Because a lot of
No, I
like,
didn't want to interrupt.
oh, yeah, no, don't worry, it's fine. I still have a lot of, I still can yap. I still need to like, I still need to yap. Okay, so what else? Okay, let's talk about Ovidius and Cristoforo. Ovidius' story, I think it was really like for this guy, for like how like this guy wasn't gonna be playable, and I didn't think that Kuro would spend as much time as they would like developing the guy. I thought the way they handled this character from beginning to end was very good, because it does relate to. I forgot what line it was because Ovidius, despite not being real, like he arguably became. He's like someone who leapt out of the page. Like he was initially supposed to be this one guy that Cristoforo made to like see if someone could handle the Trinodians. Like if he could make someone who can use the Trinodians' power, right? Because he was supposed to be modeled after Caligula, right? I found it wrong. Like so.
Yeah, after the Metkin.
Yeah, but he eventually like he literally became his own person, and I think. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I just really like the guy.
Determination at its finest.
They cooked.
Yeah, they cooked. Okay.
I think there's like, okay, on the videos specifically, I didn't care that much on the emotional level about the
Okay.
videos. It's like he
Okay,
died and it's like
emotionally, I was like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but as how he
fine.
was
It's like,
written
yeah, I
and
don't-
handled.
I grew to respect
Basically,
them
yeah,
at the
this,
very
I-
least.
I always wanted to say, like, we joked about it a lot, like, do you care about male characters if they are not playable? This meme and stuff. But, like, on the more serious note, it's extremely important for the story to introduce not playable characters that you will just give a shit about. It's, like, extremely important. You just cannot go without NPCs being, like, particularly, like, important and stuff. And, like, of course, this includes villains by nature, so of course we have like I would have to say Exodus is probably the best organization right now that we have because a lot of characters are like extremely
Cristoforo.
expressive. There's a lot of stuff to them. Cristoforo especially. Cristoforo is the motherfucker. He can like I don't know. He can rival Gabriel with his.
Everybody
like, videos.
hates him, and it's perfect.
Everyone hates.
Yes, and it's like,
he's
it's
like
The other
every-
fucking practice with it.
No, not only because he's a practicer, but it's because that no matter what happens in the story, you know that he wins. Even if he loses, he gains something, and people find that insufferable.
Like, let me just
Like,
tell you.
talk about it.
Let me tell you how good they are at writing this character. Like, my wife, she now mind you, I talked to her about the lore and stuff like that, right? You know, some of it she holds on to a decent amount of it, but the point is still, she's a relatively dedicated person by proxy, right? She doesn't play the game, but she watches me play it. When Cristoforo showed up on the screen in 2.5, I think it was, she instinctively punched at the screen. And I was like shocked. I was like, "Yo, you okay? You good?" She was like, "I don't know. He just has a punchable face." And like,
His
I was like,
vibes
"Yo,
are bad.
You're really getting underneath people's skin."
Yeah. On that topic of Cristoforo, I love that there's this one like repeated quirk of his. You know that every time he does something every time people are starting to catch on like what he's doing, like with Fenrico, like Fenrico was asking Christopher like, "Oh, was this your plan all along to do? Wait, were you the one who made people think that Imperator is not who they think he is?" And then he made this disgusting ass smile, and he's like, "Ooh, this man is terrible." And then in 2.7 again, when he was talking to Rover, and then like he was trying to convince Rover, like clearly the guy knows who he was, and Rover's like, "Oh, was it always your plan to involve me?" And then he did that ugly ass smile again. Oh my god, this man is beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh, this man.
for sure.
Okay.
I did have something to say about
continue. Yeah, go for it.
videos.
You can circle back to him before we continue.
It wasn't specifically a videos, but it was like the NPC conversation. Just me personally, and you know, I am somebody who's played a decent amount of gacha games. Nothing crazy, but the NPCs in Wuthering Waves are just like,
okay, I can
like-
I can glaze that part later.
yeah, like everybody loves Carlotta's grandpa.
Fulminate.
Her grand, yeah, like everybody loves this dude. Everybody wants Rosemary
Chico
playable. People want whatchamacallit playable. What's her face? Margarita.
Margarita.
And just I have to like, oh gosh, the voice actors. Okay,
Oh yeah.
the voice actors, because realistically speaking, for a lot of this stuff, the voice actors are carrying the absolute heck out of the like. And people need to understand that, like, as a musician, right? Yeah, a musician, went to school for music, played in the band ever since high school, blah, blah, blah. Music is always one of those things that people don't really put as much emphasis on. And I know, like, we talk about the music, but the role that music plays sometimes in the middle of, like, a fight or the whatever, it's kind of like that background thing that's, like, carrying, but nobody notices it.
It carries your emotions.
Yeah. And so the NPCs, the voice actors, they carried so hard. And there's one particular NPC that I always think about, like, is just stuck in my mind. And y'all are probably going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Chacona's Event Quest.
Oh,
you hypocrites!
You hypocrites! Yeah, him. Oh my god!
Gosh, like, and like I said, Galbrena killing it. Like, okay, Buling, please, like, can we sign a petition for Buling to go back to Oyoing? Because
yeah,
she did not Aya in Oyo as much.
Okay, to be fair, the situation in 2.6 was a bit more dire than 2.4.
I just feel like it's like situation plus
if that's the logic, I'll accept it.
filtering.
Oh yeah.
I'll accept that logic. But,
we
all in
are
all,
fucked.
If bullying Oyo like during a war meeting, it'll be the same as emoting. It'll be emoting in front of a meeting. Like she would stand up and just start emoting. Oh god, that wouldn't. I think she knows how to read the room.
Fair enough. I need those glasses back though. I need those glasses.
Oh
back.
yeah. Because I think in 2.4,
Those are her casual glasses, not her work glasses.
Yeah, because in 2.4,
she's code switching.
Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, she's code switching. Yeah, because in 2.4, I don't think bullying ever like noticed what was happening until, like she didn't really. She realized that something was off, but she didn't know how bad it was.
Yeah.
So when
she's been blaming the furniture since minute 0. She knows exactly what's up.
the feng shui in Septimont feels off.
Yeah, I think
Stop
she.
blaming
Yeah, I think she
yourself
was a
for
little bit more
everything,
aware
just
than we
blame furniture,
realized.
Yeah. Okay. What's something? Oh, the NPCs. I'm gonna glaze the shit out of Renacita. I think. Okay, I'm gonna describe this in the sense of gacha games because I know there are a lot of open worlds. I can't say that Wuthering Waves has the best open world when Cyberpunk 2077 exists. But
yeah, no, I mean, even See when you start talking about that, that's where I start going on my Alfie my Alfie vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm just like
he's gonna say you're gonna be a professional hater just for me. Okay,
I
but
was like the open world of Renacita, I have my gripes, but
Yeah.
yeah.
okay, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be really loud here. And say that this comparison is only within the context of gacha games. I've said this. I'm saying this about as clear as I could be. But Renacita and Renacita, Reguna, and Septimon, they feel so alive. Like I don't like when you're just strolling around Reguna, you can just hear people talking about their day to day, like what you can see people practicing, you can see people talking about what they were doing after their jobs. You can see Margarita's dialogue changes depending on if you're talking to her in the morning or at night. Like example, like in the morning she's like super busy. She doesn't even really talk to you. You can just hear her like scurrying about, like preparing pizzas or food for other people. And then at night, when you talk to her again, she's like, "Oh, Rover, you're here. I'm not really busy right now, but if you're hungry, I can whip something up for you." And that's one detail. And then you go outside to Egla Town, and then you see people, and then you see the people like just on their day to day. It's like it's a retirement home for a lot of the old order, the order's members, I guess. That a lot of people would just walk around. The kids would be running around, and you can see the elders like at 5 a.m. To 6, I think. It's very early morning. You can see them like doing they're just walking around town, like, and then they would stop by at Cartatia's old house and say, "Oh, that girl," and then they would reminisce about her, and then yeah, it's a lot of little details like that. Then you go to the troop of fools is based, and it's just a lot of people like just doing their things. Like they would practice, they would like help people out, because again, it's the place where they would get pilgrims to recuperate before they do their next thing. And just I'm gonna continue talking, and then what other parts? And you would talk. Then right, you can go to. I think the next region after the next big one was Septimont, right? Yeah, you'd go to the port. You go. There's a port in the northern side of Septimont, and there would be people like visiting from abroad. Because again, you remember Septimont is the place where Reguna would go to trade Tacitite with each other along with other people, and you see like these people lining up to customs, and then like on the left side of the port, you'd see someone like stressing out because they forgot to declare something, and they're like, "Oh my god, what do I do? Like, what do I do with this? Like, hey, you don't touch that." And then go to Septimont, and then go to the city itself, like a bit further down the track. There was like a little city, like right, the place where you go to. Oh my god, I'm yapping. I'm gonna continue. This is gonna continue for a little while. Sorry, but there's this. If you go to the little town near by the arena where you meet Uber for the first time, there just be a lot of people like just living quietly. There's this order acolyte masquerading as a Septimontian, and then the Septimontian is like, "Brother, we don't talk like that here. What are you doing?" Oh my god. Then you would go to the city, and there's so many people living their own lives, and even if you're in the overworld, you just see gladiators sitting resting. Some gladiators are getting jumped. Some gladiators are like watching echoes and carousels. It's just a lot of details like that. I've just been yapping for like 5 minutes now, but I love Renacita. I love this place. For all of the negatives that I might have given it, one thing I will always praise is how alive it feels. Okay, I'm good. Oh sure. Hello. Did I scare everyone?
There is something I do want though. I want Septimont to stop tanking my machine with how much processing it is.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Its area is unbearably laggy.
it is great to look at, and it's very fun to navigate, in my opinion. But oh my god, please let me load in and play the game normally.
Not gonna lie, the only reason why my Septimon exploration is as low as it is because every time I go there, it'll start stuttering, and that's why.
Well, like, it's called the place. Good place to take screenshots, basically. That's that's what I
Yeah.
describe it.
Okay, but like let me be for real though, as the gameplay enthusiast junkaholic of here, I really like the boxes the gladiators drop. I really do.
Yeah,
They're so nice.
yeah. If you think about it, they're basically like echo drops, right?
They are. It's just free echo drops, and you can just keep them in your back pocket. It's like, oh, I don't need to waste echo space any more than I already have. It's great.
My face when I
Do they drop nightmare echoes as well?
no, they don't.
Oh, unlucky.
I could try. I could try
Fight
actually.
against
I have a few boxes. I think I have a few boxes. I can just cash them in right now. Actually.
I'm pretty sure they did drop it. I can check later when I load.
Just drop
Anyway.
the element.
I
The
don't
nightmare echoes of element. It should drop.
Yeah, it's echoes of the certain element. Yeah.
have it.
Right, can we store this shit back into 2.7 and not go on fucking 10-minute tangents?
Yeah.
I want.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
I
circle
want
back.
especially for people who like didn't talk a lot
Yeah.
to this
Okay.
point. I want for 2.7. I want to talk about Gilbrenner, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
And I really want to hear like what Traps thinks,
Okay.
especially because Trap is like a big fan of Gilbrenner. It's like, wow, it's the first Black Shores member Trap actually likes.
Yeah, true.
All right, crap.
actually.
Go for it.
Now that I think about it. Well, I mean, first of all, like, just the entire concept of Galbrana, I really do enjoy. Going a little bit, like, going past a little bit the theme and the idea that, overcoming the falling in the dark tide and all of that, which is fun. It's always a good, the indomitable human spirit and whatever. But besides that, I really like, from a significant standpoint, the fact that we have someone right now that basically has a very keen power to rovers. And while
Yes.
there are differences, because like Chimera is not like Abdi, but they are similar enough that it
You can
makes
draw
you wonder,
parallels.
right? Like it
can
does
draw
make you
parallels.
wonder how, like, how should I put it? Where is the limit, if you will? Like right now we have someone, first of all, that joined the Black Shores, and so hopefully will go around with us.
Does he know?
They did name drop La Roy, and she has been there. She knows the place.
Does he know? Does he know?
So who knows? Hopefully.
Galbrino will be the potential character.
I mean, no, it's like you're the potential writer, not Galbrenna the potential character. Galbrenna already did enough, like, saved Drover's ass, and helped fucking absorb the Threnodian. Which, that's kind of significant, if you will.
This is very
That's
Just a bit.
quite
Just a bit.
quite the thing. It's not something to brush off. And there is this. First of all, there is this precedent that she opens, so people can be recruited in the Black Shores. Finally, we actually opened that gate. That is good. That is something, in my opinion, should have been a lot more often, but I digress. So we will have to see. Like, besides liking, the gameplay and stuff, and obviously the design, but from a story and a narrative standpoint, I really like where she places in this figuring out Rover and the world, and there is someone else that can do very similar things. And that, first of all, it's on our side, that Fraxidus also tried to recruit. And the big boy, the Grand Architect, was very adamant in, like, having her join.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, she opens up a lot that I am very interested in.
Yeah. Garvin is a fun character.
Also, I don't think she, well, I can see the argument that, they should have introduced her earlier. I can see that, obviously. There's a lot of things that could have been done.
Well, obviously has a lot to say about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up on purpose because I know you want to go there.
All right.
Yet, I guess not yet.
Okay.
Like just to be extremely clear on the point, I don't hate Renesita. I really don't. It's more that I'm disappointed, I guess, about the missed potential, because I really think Renesita could have been a lot more. Like, say, let's pretend that Renesita would have been like a 4.0 region instead, Like, maybe instead in 2.0 we went to like Laharoi, for example, whatever. Renesita could have been so fucking good if it was like 4.0. But oh well.
Okay, before Alfie goes on his rant like I did, Trev, do you have anything? Do you have anything you want to say about what was your experience with Renesita?
Okay.
Overall, like from 2.0 to 2.7.
Well, I accidentally talked about everything about Renesita, so I mean you could still limit it to 2.7.
Okay, so I mean, like, I really like it, but I find that I didn't feel very emotionally charged like 2.2 and 2.5. Like, I feel like even 2.4 part 2 was more hype and aura for me. But so, like, here's the thing, I feel like because of a lot of the technical issues, and they are experimenting with Wuthering, and like day one performance is like so fucking bad, and I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, like you can try to say that the story is like written well, but the technical issues really like gradually breaks the immersion. So my immersion for 2.7 was a lot worse than my immersion for 2.2 and 2.5, for example. And because, like, aside from like the problem with the cutscene and the lip syncs, and like there were a lot of stutter in the in-game render dialogue and cutscene for me. And when I asked my friends with a strong machine like a 4070 Super, he said that he also got a lot of stutter and lag. So I feel like that's not just my laptop having an issue, because it's also above the minimum requirement. So that's like first thing first. And so like it's kind of like really fucking annoying when you put on autoplay and the cutscene dialogue lags every few seconds, and I have to like turn on manual for the dialogue part. And yeah, and I won't talk about the lip sync anymore because I've already talked about it. And because of the stutter reducing the immersion, it makes me feel like I should wait until the second day, because in the second day we know that they have like a fucking 1.5 gigabyte patch just for the hotfix. But like the problem is if you want to wait until they fix it properly, then you have a very high chance of being spoiled on social media. So it's like a lose-lose situation. Either play early and suffer all the technical issues, or somehow not use social media for, I don't know, like work or what you need until you actually play a story. Like it's like very, very annoying. And because the technical issues make me feel less emotionally charged, like all the stutter and lags, I try to push through it. And like, because I think the problem this time is I don't think Act 10 and Act 11 are a good split, because like after you play Act 10, you just want to get it over with and like continue with Act 11. And like
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
This is very quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you playing it on DirectX 11?
No, I'm playing it on the DirectX 12 and on a
You
RTS
should.
36.
You need to play it on Direct. I'm just telling you right now. So I play it on my laptop. It's got a 570 or whatever. But I can also play it on my computer that has a 2070. And Direct it was glitching a lot when I started 2.5. But then I hit the little at the launcher. It says launch in DirectX 11. Fixed all my problems.
Oh, I should honestly do this from my laptop actually. I have Wuthering Waves installed on my laptop. I should actually start doing that.
Yeah. So I would just try that, and you can. Your experience, I understand, it's valid, and that sucks. I seriously understand, but going forward, try it in DirectX 11, and it works. It should fix that problem.
Yeah, I mean, like, I usually put DirectX 12 because it usually has a better performance and because it's also like a newer gen card. But I might try what you said next time
I think
because like the problem with the DirectX 12 is like it only is stuttering for like the first 1 or 2 days and like they hot fix it because it's supposed to be the more modern API or something or whatever. But also like I don't feel that. I just feel like it's hard to say, but 2.4 and 2.2 and 2.5 was a lot more per se immersive. And in 2.6 and 2.7, like a lot of things make me feel like I'm not as much as I don't feel like I'm inside the story anymore. When I feel more detached, I just look at the RPS story and like, all right, that's cool, and I just don't feel as emotionally charged. But I have to say that like Reddit Visual is like still really good and they really fucking cool. But I just it's I feel like so like every patch they try a new technique for storytelling, right? So in 2.2 it was like I already forgot what's new back in 2.2. So
2.2
but
is
in
the
2.2
the least one.
The
Control.
I mean, like what storytelling technique? Like the new QTA. I don't think 2.2 had
I don't think they tried anything new in 2.2.
But yeah, 2.2 was probably just immersive from like how they wrote the story along. But like in 2.4 and 2.5, the 2.4 and 2.5, what I would like the QTAs and like the things, the gameplay aspect they use to tell a story isn't as distracting. In 2.6, I feel like they cook with like the smashing the whatever anchor story. It doesn't feel as janky anymore. But okay, yeah. So I remember. So like in 2.6, the part where you chase the Colossus, yeah, that was like pretty janky and it reduced immersion. And like the part where I don't know where it goes like 2.5D. Yeah, there was that segment where you get stuck control like it was similar to like a platformer.
Yeah, it's like Mirror's Edge. It was like Mirror's Edge.
Yeah,
like 2.6, the 2.5, the full over patch.
Yeah, 2.5 is the full over patch. I mean, like in 2.6 there was this part that you chase the dinosaur and like I feel pretty janky. And but at least for the QTE, for the anchor, and for fighting Augusta, it felt smooth again. But because it started out with a pretty janky part of chasing the dinosaur, so like the I feel more detached like going forward after that.
Yeah.
And for 2.7, it's just all the fucking stutter and the 30 FPS cutscene that kind of takes away from the experience because like when you like immersion needs to be maintained and like when you do something wrong and like that reduce the immersion, it's very hard to go back up. And because I don't blame them for experimenting, but I feel like there should be more strict quality assurance, like putting in when they try new stuff.
I'm going to like add into this because the reason why I like on repeat viewings I really like 2.7 like, but as I was playing it, like it has Trev said like during the I'm pretty sure Alfie also said this like in the beginning, but there were moments where they would switch to these pseudo cutscenes, right? Where this game would run in 720 FPS 720 frame what the fuck 720p 30 30 FPS, 720 FPS. What
You
the
can
fuck
do
is
it.
Yeah, I am doing my best. Okay, but these 30 FPS cutscene sections, like they were by no means not short. When I think the most egregious part was, I think this is also like the first time we've seen it, when the gang was like discussing with Rover and everyone, like it was a battle meeting. They were like going over like, okay, who's going to be the one to chase after Galbraina to get to Augusta's anchor stone? And it was a pretty long cutscene. It was like it felt like 5 minutes. I don't know how long it actually is, but the
It's
scene,
around 5 minutes, yeah.
yeah, this is around 5 minutes, and the scene was very blurry. I think it was a bit blurry. It was a bit low FPS, and the animations were a bit. There weren't enough in betweens to make the movement smooth, because, well, we were used to, like, throughout Rencitas, that even in the dialogue scenes, like even when Rover was fighting against Forlova back in 2.5, like the animations were like pretty smooth. Yeah, that was not there in 2.7, and I think that part kind of took me out of the story, because I was reminded that yeah, this is a game. I'm reading a game. I'm not like in the moment. I'm being taken out because of the decision, and then suddenly the QTE was like, okay, whatever. Like, it's just there. Like, well, hold on, someone's calling me. Oh my god.
Yeah, the QT didn't feel super responsive. That's something I did not love.
Personally, I think it's an artifact of what they were trying to do, like way back when, and they just kind of ported it over to the existing version of WoWA. Because the most jarring example I saw was when at the end of the quest line, where everyone's convening in Liberty Square and talking and just chit-chatting about what to do next before Rover and Galbraina leave for Black Shores. What happens there is that we have the quote-unquote 720p 30 FPS cutscene back to back with a regular, like, in-game cutscene, and then puts back into the 720p 30 FPS cutscene.
Okay, I'm gonna continue complaining. What did we complain about? Have you complained about the QTEs yet? The changing dialogue one. Have you complained about it?
Yeah,
yet?
like
Okay, so I'll open this one because the problem isn't that it's bad per se. It's good because Rover actually has dialogue lines for about 60 to 70% of them that are part of, like, talking chain. The problem is that it's too fast.
Yeah.
And unresponsive.
You had to hold the button to get Rover to actually talk, by the way. You can't just click
Yes.
it. And
Right.
and no one
I don't know.
and because I was pressing the button, I'm like, why isn't Rover talking? Like, I'm pressing the buttons, but why isn't it working? And then I realized, like, halfway at the very end, that it's marked as a QTE, and the way QTEs are hold QTEs are like, because the UI of the buttons were like the same as 2.6, which led me to realize, oh, you have to hold these buttons to get Rover to talk. And by the time I realized that the story was over. So that's something.
I want to yap on the section, I guess, a bit.
Okay.
Hello, software developer here. First of all, that's not true. Holding, tapping, whatever doesn't change anything. So if you succeed the QTE, Rover Rover would talk or wouldn't talk, and it doesn't depend on you actually successfully pressing the QTE. It's not the point. The point was, in my guess, the way that they seen it would like work in this particular instance is that you press the QTE and you imagine that you said the thing, and then just carry on with.
Okay, that's just ass then.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, okay, the core problem of this whole system, and why I was like especially so hell-bent on it, and on Twitter when I like tweeted about the patch, one of the complaints, like, I took out 2 points from the 10 out of 10 rating for 2.7. One was because I still don't particularly agree with how Galbrena was implemented in the story, and it really sucked for me. I would rather like them just do it differently, either include Galbrena much earlier in the story and make her the the epitome or like the apogee of the story. It would have been like fine with me, or either just don't create Galbrena and give a lot of time to other characters. But like whatever, it's like one of the points. We can go back to it at some like later. The other point was this particular cutscene thing, because it's like it's a new coded way of creating dialogue, like the usual dialogue that we get, like the visual novel style. The problem with visual novel style dialogue is that you can practically only play one voice line at a time. That's like the hard cap. That's the limitation. So particular instances, when if you play, if you actually touch grass and play other games, except for gacha games, that for whatever reason,
hot takes.
mostly include visual story, visual novel like storytelling and stuff. No, play Expedition 33. The particular nice part about the cutscenes in these games is that you can actually see people like stumble upon each other during the dialogue. They can like talk over each other. They can express emotions more quickly and stuff, because they are not confined to this one line per screen thing. But WoW does, and it has a lot of problems. Some stuff doesn't hit well. You see a lot of times some character, like let's say somebody is like walking and talking, and then at the end of the dialogue, they're supposed to, I don't know, fucking meteorite like hits the town and they die, for example. So the way the visual novel would work is that they would have a line and it would like abruptly end. Because of the way that it's made, you see the dialogue first. You see that dreaded line that the dialogue abruptly ends. Character says their line, they abruptly end the line, and nothing happens until you click.
Oh yeah, the dash line, right? Like people.
I'll chime in here and say they do have the tech to do that in the existing model, because we have the forced autoplay for the
yeah, they do that. Yeah.
So
forced
like,
autoplay is still autoplay. It's not the.
No, I think what
different.
LC is kind of arguing is that you can tell when the scene was about to end, because in VNs, like if people are being interrupted, they would do this dash line, right? Like example, like I am, and then like a small hyphen, and
writing
then
scripts are supposed to come out. The point I'm saying is though, you can retrofit the visual novel style to interruptions, for lack of a better term. I'm not saying that it's the ideal solution, and whatever we got in 2.7 is an ideal solution, but there are existing ways we could leverage reasonably.
That's my point. That's the point. Like I want to like the very reason I even brought it up is because due to how visual novels, you can circumvent it to some extent. You can do some tricks with it, but like. This is an Unreal Engine game. There's a dialogue manager built in the engine to support stuff like, when you see in different games. I don't know, even fucking Expedition 33. Expedition 33 is made with Unreal 5. All the same tools available in WoW. It's like, it's not a problem. They just like need to actually build it. I feel like it was an attempt to creating this system, but they they fucked up just spectacularly. So I think the point was to allow WoW to actually have these cutscenes when it's not just one line per some period of time, but they actually can make it dynamic and stuff. But maybe they made this system, but
they haven't perfected it.
Not only did not they perfected it, also the script itself didn't adapt to it. So like the script was made for the old dialogue system that we most frequently use. There was like an idea to put this dialogue on the new system that would actually, make it pretty dynamic and make the cutscenes not so drawn out. Because let's be honest, every single of this particular special cutscene was drawn out. Like every single one was just too long, and it's like for no good reason. So I feel like this was like the case, but they just, I don't know, time constraint, other stuff
they haven't
just
polished it
happened,
as well.
and that's why. Yeah, but like
The idea is there though.
you can the idea is there. You can say like, oh, they at least tried. I guess that's cool, but like it really ruined it. Like for me personally, I was
Yeah.
immediately like taken out of the story. It's
Yeah,
like
admittedly,
even even if you ignore like 30 FPS 720 shit and all, just the dialogue itself, even by itself, like it was bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just so like my hope, there's a problem with that they make new systems for not even like for gameplay and stuff. You know, I'm not even talking about like events and shit. I'm talking about even the main story. They make systems and there's like a particular notion of not using them. And I just fear that it can be one of the instances where they just drop it and never use again, for example. So I really hope it's not the case, and it's like it's more of a test drive to see how people reacted to it and actually include it, because it can be really good. It can be like extremely well executed in war, but we got what we got.
I'm gonna chime in like on that the scene, because the scene I'm thinking about, like Alcy was talking about, like how people could talk over each other on that type of cutscene. What I think it could, because I think the original idea for the cutscene was that people were basically talking over, people were basically taking turns, like over saying, okay, who gets to basically do this horrible plan of diving into the dark tide. And Lupo's like, oh, I'm a fighter, I can do it. And Bram's like, oh no, I can do it. I can do it instead. I'm a pirate. I'm used to going through uncharted waters. And Cantarella's like, oh, okay. Basically, you have a lot of these people like talking over each, like taking turns. I think if they perfect this system, if they don't drop it, assuming they don't drop it, please no. I think they could like do a lot more messier dialogues in the future, where people just argue over each other, and that would make in-game scenes a lot more immersive, especially.
I'll disagree simply because listening to people bicker back and forth is exhausting in a different way.
I think but if the scene calls for it, then why shouldn't it be
Sure,
exhausting?
but I'm like saying they better use it in moderation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like okay. Honestly, I don't think like. Okay, I don't think. I think Kuro already has the right of mind to not abuse people smashing, like colliding with each other, like for like 10 minutes straight. Let's be real. Kuro won't do
No,
that.
they must collide with each other headlong.
I just want to say like it's a more narrow-minded way of thinking about it, because like what we're talking about is like an example of the usage of the system, but it's not necessarily because like there's a problem. I'm pretty sure the sound effects are tied to these lines as well. So when something happens with the SFX in the background. Sound files are actually timed, so the sound effect, like of explosion of 5 seconds, explosion would happen on the 3rd second. Match the scene. It won't play because of an event per se, which is like very roundabout way to do it, and it's not. And honestly, a lot of times it like falls flat. So this system, if it's like developed properly, that's not tied to specific lines and timings of shit.
Yeah.
It can
Hopefully-
also like make SFX work better. It can make dialogue better. There's a lot of stuff that you can actually like do it with it. So I really hope that they improve and expand on it. Not just use it for people.
I
again.
hope they refine the system, because Kuro, from what I realized in 2.x, Kuro has a really bad habit of experimenting with new systems on the most important patches of the game. And that means because example, Galbrain's FPS moment, that was probably an experiment. Like the prototype was probably in 2.0 when we were chasing for Lova around the carnival. But Kuro has this really horrible idea of exactly. Kuro has this very horrible habit. Sorry, not idea. Habit of experimenting with new systems on patches where they shouldn't be experimenting.
So I'm gonna be a hardcore gamer. I'm gonna let you're gonna go after Trev. I promise. Kuro has done FPS stuff before. In Punishing Grey Raven 2 years ago. This is nothing
Did
new
it
for
very
them.
poorly. It did it awfully.
I mean, it wasn't very poor in Punishing Grey Raven, honestly. It's think of it this way: it's suited for mobile hands, as in a phone. They built, at least the Punishing Grey Raven one is much easier to control on a phone. I don't play. I've tried it on keyboard. Oh my gosh, I kind of wish I didn't. So that's okay. That's my 2 pieces on the FPS part. Trev, you're next.
Okay, so like the problem with experimenting on the wrong path is like technically speaking, like 2.4 to 2.7. Like if you put it like that, every path is the wrong path to experiment. So like it's really hard to say. It's not really about like experimenting on a bad timing, but like it's just really about the quality assurance, like and making sure it works perfectly before pushing it out. Because technically speaking, like 2.4, 2.5, and like 2.4 and 2.5 didn't have anything too jarring. Like the 2.5, like the swimming with Folova in the sea, like was pretty cool. So there wasn't really anything wrong with that. But in 2.6 and 2.7, we have like one hit and one miss, and it's just like, and it really just because of the quality assurance and not because they experimented on the wrong path. Because if they keep doing main story every pass, then every pass is a wrong path to experiment.
Bring back companion quests.
Very fair.
Because continue.
Because I don't really know how they do their QA, so I really can't tell why is it not enough time or just something. Because like if you really just like really pay attention to it, like the cutscene, the pod cutscene in 2.7 really has some problems. But because they didn't make it in time, they just like fucking roll with it and just wait until they see how people react to it and like improve it later, which is like the bad part. So like the problem is not the timing they experiment on, but because like the problem I feel like is Kuro is fine. Like Kuro is you like sometimes fine with pushing out a flow new storytelling method and like just wait for feedback to continue improving on it. Like I know they don't want to per se, but it's still a really bad practice in this kind of game.
I mean, it's cute that they keep doing it. Honestly, like execution aside, it's pretty endearing that they keep introducing new systems. Because when you see an old system executed like relatively poorly, and then you in the future patch they see it executed well, it's like, oh, that's cute. They figured it out. Which I'm not really sure if that's the best feeling I should be having towards.
I mean,
a full
it's a good
release.
thing insofar as they are trying to keep pushing the envelope.
Yeah. They keep.
I mean, like I'm happy that they are trying new things. Like I'm not going against that, but all I'm saying is like they should think more carefully before
they should be more careful.
And like pushing out an essentially unfinished product to the user.
It's like.
Because there's like a finished experiment that has been tested carefully, and there's like whatever the fuck they did in 2.7.
Okay, I just remember what they tested in 2.4, the Sonic Rails one, the Sonic Rails system, where there was they remember the scene in 2.4 with Cartatia, where we would just watch her on rails for like 5 minutes, because
it was like 2 minutes. Let's not.
It felt like 5 minutes. Okay.
I mean, it wasn't that.
No, it didn't felt like this.
Yeah,
it's not that it wasn't. It's not that it wasn't challenging. It just we literally saw Cartathea walk through a laser.
If you're bad, yes.
No, you can't. No. How dare you? Okay, no, shut the fuck up. Okay, so Cartathea, you could not control that lady. She would. You can't control her. She would just walk into a laser and she would take no damage. There's no punishment for missing. Sure,
man, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can't do anything, okay?
The system, yeah. So like the QTE, let's ignore the new dialogue system because I feel like it's the problem of the dialogue system itself, and the QTE is untied to to this new system. It's like a different thing. So we shouldn't like judge on it.
Yeah.
QTEs got really fucking good. Like 2.6. So like QTEs, it's like it's dynamic. You do different shit. Even in 2.7, you know, like the inside this civilization capsule. When the Imperator tells you about you like scroll, you like tap,
it's
you
very
you know,
immersive.
spin and stuff. It's immersive. It's cool. So they figured out, and I'm pretty sure it's like it's not going to be a problem, except for like maybe occasional bugs. But it's like it's whatever. It's,
I wouldn't call it a QTE then.
Yeah.
It's
I wouldn't call it a QTE then.
interactive cutscene.
Oh no, I meant like
Interactive,
it's
yeah.
the same.
Oh, the same style,
interactive,
yeah.
it's the same system, but people just usually okay because of the fucking quantic dream, sorry, games. You know, like Heavy Rain, the Detroit Become Human. People just started calling any
QTEs.
action on screen fucking QTEs. So it is
Okay.
QTE now.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, but
Okay, fair.
it's like it's the same as like you know when in PGI you swap characters, you call it QTE. It's not QTE. It's not. It's really not.
What is it called formally in game? QTE.
I think it's called QTE.
Not called. Maybe it's QT. Let me check tutorials.
Any PGR current PGR players. What is the quick swap? I feel like it's called QTE, right? PGR QTE.
Are we going to be like stuck on semantics now?
Yeah, it is called QTE.
We totally are.
It is called
Yeah,
QTE.
let's move past the semantics.
Okay. That's what it. Yeah, that's called QTE. People are saying that it is. Detroit Become Human was really popular in Japan.
Yeah, because the humanism story is very kind of super popular for them.
Yeah, I guess that's also probably why Lua is pretty popular there, because it's like humanity wanking for like 6 hours.
Yeah, obviously.
Always also just like on a baseline, very good.
Yeah, it's also just as much as like people can downplay Lua all they want. It's a damn good game.
Mm-hmm. I'm also
It's like-
I'm mostly joking too. It's like obviously it's well put together, very much so.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I think I was like midway. I was like complaining, so I want to like continue on like the things that I actually like about 2.7. So I think that it set up it finally set up a lot of important things that like connect to the big law of the game and the signals what the story will touch on in the future. Like there's a factor of like future of not stress that they just drop into 2.7 after nothing 2 hours the other version.
Move closer to the mic, please.
Yeah, we can't really hear you. You're a bit mumbling.
Yeah, okay. Is it okay now?
Okay, you're good now.
I increase the gain. Okay. Okay, so there is a lot of plot threads that can just extend into future if they execute properly and in time. Like the thing with the Fascidus and Abby, and I also like how similar Gabriela is to Robert in terms of personality. Like their personality are really similar. They are kind of like, so when you think about it, like both of them are like really stubborn, and they are always like kind of a lone wolf, and both of them are like the same kind of person that would bet everything on just one single small fucking chance. But I think that like what we also saw in 2.7 is like there was this whole scene in Rover's mindscape that Gabriela was basically doing like mental counseling for Rover, and I feel like in terms of development, I don't have a big of a problem with it, but like how do I put it? It feels like Gabriela got familiar with Rover really quickly, and she understands him really well because they are the same kind of person. But I feel like this is like related to what Afsi said, because he could have used a more setup and more contact with the rest of the cast before 2.7, so it would elevate the experience. Because even if the fact that governor understands rovers really well and gives all rovers all the right advice, because there are like similar types of people, they make sense in the scope of 2.7, and like everything makes sense in the scope of like what happened in the story. But it still feels like a tad bit like too fast compared to like if they did it properly like before 2.7 and like start building it up like by having previous contact. But like that's like not a problem with 2.7, but like a problem with everything before 2.7. So I try not to like be too negative about it, because as a standalone pass they did what they could, because it's not like they could go back to the past and like just undo all the previous story. So yeah, and there's still that like big giant law bomb that Leviathan dropped about Abby and what the Grand Architect Swarlock said about Flacidus used to be Rover's Waystones.
Oh, okay. Well, while you were talking, I had something I wanted to talk about. I forgot what it was. Okay, yeah, okay, I remember now. It's about Galbraith. I think what Kuro tried, how Kuro justified with how she could give Rover what you call counseling, is that apparently she's been around, like she's aware of what mindscapes are and has apparently like been in quite a bit of them. I think the idea was that Galbraith looked around at Rover's mindscape, realized how dead it looked, and realized, oh, this guy does not know how to rely on people.
I mean, Galbraith doesn't rely on people either.
Yeah, but it's like, you know how like you can give people advice, but then you can give people advice and then you look at your and then you can like not follow your own advice.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. I can tell you how to handle certain things in your life, and like, will I follow my own advice? Absolutely not, because I am stupid like that. But yeah, I think the justification was that, like, Cristoforo was also like mentioning this, like when he was like mentally torturing Rover. He's like, he had this entire moment, like he was like saying, every single gravestone that you've are because of your connections with people. There would have been a lot more memories, a lot more people in your life, and you have forgotten them. And the connections that you've made today, you will forget them eventually as well. And that, I think that struck Rover a little too hard, because Rover after 2.5 was obviously like a little like shaken. He was yeah, but he's true. Rover knows that Cristoforo is right. He knows that he's right. Like Rover knows that he has let Fulova down, and he's like, oh, I need to treasure my friends more. And then Cristoforo is saying, oh, did you know that there was a lot more people that you knew, right as he's being drowned by the dark tide? And so like, I think Rover was like actually like mentally shattering at that point.
I really like that Christopher monologue.
Yeah.
Like the you wanted to be a hero while you still have a chance. And that was, holy shit, that was like, okay, what are you suggesting?
And then, because he said that like right as Rover is looking at his sword, and then it flashes back to Mia and Avidius. Yep. Two people who, as my mind I tell you, have died by their own hands trying to be a hero. Oh my god. Cristoforo was like, right, it's right there. You want to do the honors or should I?
I mean, to be honest, that one was like relatively bold from
Kuro did not
current year 2025.
Yeah,
because we have to be very careful of sensibilities, and that
they were very indirect with it. They were very indirect with it, but it's like, oh, this man. I don't know if
they were indirect. They were pretty damn direct.
No, because
that was a pretty damn direct suggestion.
Yeah, like, ooh. This man is a bastard.
You should become a hero now.
Be a hero now.
But okay, I want to make it like perfectly clear that
Hmm.
I fully understand the justification for Gavena
Yeah. It makes sense.
giving mental
Hmm.
counseling. What I said was like what I only said was like it could have been better, but there's like no point lamenting
Yeah.
about it at this point because it's not like they could redo the patches before 2.7.
Yeah.
But another thing I want to add is like I really like Chimera.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah, not just because like his Japanese voice acting is very good, but it's also because like there is like from the way I don't. It's either me just reading into it too much, but from the way like they had Gavena say things like Chimera would never understand humans like, and things like that.
Hmm.
It kind of like makes me feel like they are setting up a kind of like a future alternate version of Gavena like years later after this,
Hmm.
where basically Camera would have his own character development arc and maybe he just gets cooked because it kind of the both Gavena and Camera insist that only one of them can survive in the end, but it can like again this is like purely hypothesis and like might not follow it at all, but Gavena is basically like two character in one. And basically like we can say that like Gavena already has her own character arc and she's already like complete and she doesn't have like any special mental struggles or whatever anymore to further develop a character. But what's left is like Chimera. So so like as we have like always talk about how they should start introducing like old characters again in another form like Follower and God forbid Yang Yang and so
What do you mean?
No Yang Yang. I don't want to see Yang Yang anymore.
Oh, shut
I
up.
mean like God forbid Yang Yang because I want to see Yang Yang alter, but at the same time, like the fact that she is like out of the game for so long, they like did irreparable damage. So it's just like, yeah, it's hard to say because like when you put someone as the game icon and like they fucking disappear for like more than 1 year, then even if you give them like a very good story and like a very good auto version, like it doesn't change. They have been gone for like more than 1 year or 2 years. So that's like the problem with Yang Yang because like when you make someone a game icon, you have to like follow through and like make them the game icon. If you get what I mean.
At this point, they should have made Rover the game icon.
Yeah, exactly. So like well that aside, because like this podcast shouldn't be a Yang rants, but in terms of characters that can have an alternate version, like to firstly to reduce the amount of new characters we get, and like the characters that I think of in mind first are like Follower and Gavena like that. But the problem is like knowing Kuro and how they handle war. I'm actually pretty concerned about like how they would handle Gavena appearing after 2.7 because like okay, so there's like a lot of things that connects Gavena to Rover. Like they have like similar personality and like
they work in the same company now.
Yeah, and like compared to a lot of other characters, Governor actually understands Rover really well because they are like they are like stubborn and lone wolf and like the lone wolf type and doesn't really rely on others. So they're like kindred spirits in a sense. So like when you have something like that, and then Kuro does something like when you go to 3.0 and you only meet Gavena as an NPC that appears in the overworld from time to time, like that will be like so fucking ass. But like that's just me because like I really want to insist on the future that we should put more effort into like making non-static characters like Trap said. Because for a lot of characters, there clearly is still a lot of room for growth, and there are also a lot of excuses they can use to appear again. Especially characters like Gavena, Camellia, and now even Choyuan, because Choyuan is gonna still be hunting Scar after 2.7. So yeah, and I also want to see more camera character development and follow up. So like, so I really wish they would follow up on that after setting all this up, because like I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a hint, because like the way Gavina keeps saying camera would never understand anything. Like it feels like it's going to be the reverse, like Chekhov's gun and all that.
Ah, yeah. Eventually, Chimera will eventually learn to think like a human, like empathize like a human. Like maybe not think, but maybe at least empathize with the action.
The thing is that Gabrana can have one thing I really like about the way they set her up. You can very easily have Gabrana for both like sillier and more relief moments and more serious and badass moments. I think that she's really easy to she's really plastic in that sense.
Malleable, you mean?
Yeah, malleable. So I do think she would be a really good addition to a potentially more set cast. That said, again, like Trevor was saying, like there are many characters, especially if you go into the Black Shores, into the quote-unquote faction leaders, etc., that you can recall and you can reintroduce. Like there are, and even then, like even from like a narrative standpoint, it's really not that easy to write. It's really not that difficult to write a reason why this character would receive a power-up of sorts. It doesn't need to be something crazy like a second resonance or
Dark Tide, Dark Tide.
So,
I mean, with Galbran it's super easy. Give her a new powerful Tacit Discord. That's it. Power up.
maybe she
you can do it
name as well.
with Camellia as well and stuff.
Yeah, unlock Camellia who no longer explodes when overclocking would be so good.
Yeah. But for me, I would want Gavina Outer to be like a breaking point between her and Camera, because that would be like a really good story chapter too.
That's interesting. Yeah. There is one other.
I would suffice.
Go on.
I was saying I would suffice for a Camellia that doesn't get interrupted while she's spinning, but that's just me.
Good. Buy her as one.
No, that's only for the explosion.
That's just for the nuke.
The face tanking queen.
We have this like new support character, 5-star support character that you could pull with a weapon, and they just make everybody in the team immune to interruption. You can only get them for like $200.
Her name is Bullying. Her name is Bullying. Her name is Bullying. Her name is Bullying.
Yeah,
Bullying
Bullying will save
Bullying save the anti-interrupt society.
Wait, I want to say something else about the story. Oh, right, the ending thing, the Fraxidus talk.
Oh yeah,
it was kind of interesting to see how tense they are with each other.
Yeah, they really act like coworkers. They're not friends.
I mean, that's kind of their whole selling point.
Yeah.
Since we found out more about them in 2.5, they're literally coworkers who occasionally get along because they have a hobby in, I don't know, sadomasochism.
Okay, to be fair, only Cristoforo is like that. Even Scar is like, ooh, what is wrong with this guy?
Even Frolova, she still participated in this, but she very much, like, you know, she was pretty...
She's ready to retire.
If they got shot in the back of
She's ready to retire.
Dude, I was so ready for the Grand Architect to attack her right then and there.
Yeah, because Frolova was like, oh, Cristoforo was like, oh, your Lost Beyond is like gone now. That sucks. And Frolova was like, yeah, that sucks. I guess I'm gonna go on my own. I'm just gonna go on my own and figure out how that works. And even Scar is like, hey, are we really just gonna let her go like that?
The answer is yes.
Yeah, which is kind of like, remember when I was saying that like it would be kind of cool to see the Fraxidus betrayed Frolova instead of seeing Frolova betray the Fraxidus, if you will.
But I think
that might be what's like
interesting.
What could be happening.
It's in the cards just because of how Frolova's personality is portrayed so far.
Yeah. Also, like if you read Frolova's story, it does tell you like how operations work inside the Fraxidus. Because in Frolova's story, like not in 2.5, but in her profile, you can read that the the title of the job description of overseer isn't actually like something that people really stay along for. Like people, it's a revolving door. Like so, people can leave, people can enter, people can leave whenever they want, and then it's like yeah, okay. And then the grand architect doesn't really care. And for Loba,
I trust their elevator pitch. Sure.
Yeah,
surely it's not peaceful.
Because Frolova just happens to be the oldest member, like overseer, and even in her, even like you can even say that in her room, in her description, in her story, like the room that the Fraxidus gave her is like entirely empty. She doesn't use it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, she's hiding completely, not
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, like the only times people will ever see her around the premises of the Fraxidus HQ is when she's working and when she's like experimenting. And other than that, she's like completely gone. So I think, okay, I sound like I'm pitching for the Fraxidus because I remember like seeing a meme in Japanese Google Twitter where they got an ad for the Fraxidus and people were saying this looks like a job. This looks like a job invitation. Yeah,
it's another black company. They're gonna make you do overtime hours.
No, because in Encore's Baba what's it called, the little radio thing she does for Lola, dead ass does give Encore a salary, like give a show. She shows Encore like how much the Fraxidus members earn. I'm gonna go look for the screenshot.
Good Heartless, there is no 401k. They pretend to give you it and just hope you die somewhere in the interim.
Okay, I found it. Give me a second. I'll show you. New image. Because the Fraxidus apparently does pay a salary.
More like pension at this rate.
No, look, they pay 60,000 shell coins. Wait, is this 600,000 shell coins?
Yeah, 600,000 shell coins.
Monthly?
Monthly.
Okay, that actually is kind of a lot, I think.
Yeah, they also
that's a lot.
They also have a break room and a cafeteria. What the hell?
Do they have good dental?
They're going to have to pay at least that much if they're asking you to like basically like be a terrorist.
They're not the US.
Professional terrorists, gotcha.
There's a
We
one.
have benefits, but honestly, real talk, like old boy should have led with that.
We have benefits.
With
and
Brenna, you should have been like, we have dental,
we have a cafeteria, we have insurance.
Exactly. Like I
If
think
you-
Oh,
that would have
no.
gotten her.
We have a cafeteria. Oh my god.
Okay, like paying, like not having to pay for food is okay. You get your own room in the Fraxidus. You get food. You get paid. Oh, that's
Okay, so how are we defining cafeteria? Like an actual food service or just a room to eat food?
apparently like a place where they actually serve you food because for some reason. Okay, I'm this completely like probably not lore related, but
This is beyond
This is-
lore related.
this is okay. I take it back. This is extremely lore related, but it's like. Sorry, I just read this comment. Common lunchroom conversation such as how many orphanages did you explode today, and how did you fucking hell? Okay, but in this translation, like they give out Prolova's pancake recipes and cookies. So it's
fuck?
like no, because remember that thing Prolova fed the gondola in 2.4 in the 2.4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I said what the fuck because she is really bad at cooking.
Yeah, but apparently, it's not a popular item. Okay, but yeah, the Fraxidus isn't a place where okay. Oh, we've gone so far without mentioning another game, but they're not like the Fatui.
Oh god.
They're not like the
Okay.
They're not
We
the.
own the
they're-
fucking bank. What do you mean they're not like what do we? But
No.
we are fucking more stuck than Frax in this.
No, I mean like they're not.
But
They
we
don't.
own like
They're not like quote unquote like.
own a northern bank. They just like they have a lot of money. Every Harbinger is fucking stacked with cash and stuff, and like they,
Yeah, but they like. But it's like it's not like if you're a harbinger, you're like you're permanently in that. You're not allowed to leave like until they properly like tell you that you could. Like Frolova just left in front of the Grand Architect and he's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Well,
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
think that
because,
implies
like,
that she left the
premises-
Praxidus. I think that's
of all,
more
yeah,
like she's
Oh.
disgruntled, if you will.
yeah, she's like, yeah, because she like her Beyond can't maintain its form without the gem, and we fucked that up. So it's like she's like, oh, back to square one, because this is just another failure for her.
Just wanted to pitch an idea like of how lucrative the Fraxidus overseer or whatever position can be. If you think about it, 1 month working for Fraxidus would just pay off all of the debt that Zhezhi has. 1 fucking month. And the lifetime debt is just gone immediately.
Yeah, because JJ is,
this-
if I'm not wrong, JJ is like in like 1 point how many million in debt for
Jeje villain arc
No.
when?
JJ
I don't
joined.
think to, like know the particular
Look, she
number,
doesn't
but
even
like,
need to
it's
join the
like a few months,
Fraxidus.
few months and she's good.
Yeah, she just has to.
She can, like,
She just has to commit a few war
Okay.
crimes for like 3 months.
Okay, look, she doesn't even need to go into the Fraxidus. She just needs to hide inside a credit domain for 2.5 days.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, she doesn't need to commit war crimes. She can just be aiding and abetting, okay?
She just has to.
Commit regular crimes.
Existence of cafeteria means there are like cooks there, so she
Yeah,
can, she
yeah,
can just cook for people.
As if she knows how to cook.
I mean,
Plus-
to be fair,
plus,
we
isn't it
don't know
crime
if
to
the salary probably isn't the same.
Okay, yeah. Okay, for like year one,
No,
and
but it's
for like
it's
1
better
year
job.
employee, year one employees, they probably don't pay
Yeah.
as much.
It's a certainly better job.
Surely the practices has an interior designer.
Obviously.
Obviously, surely we let Cristoforo in the design room. Surely he knows how to design a room, design a. Okay. Okay, let's.
Somewhat-
Torture room.
On
Okay,
a somewhat like a relative topic, I like how Laura just made Rova seem completely against the idea of like joining the Fraxidus to the
Yeah.
point that like a lot of people half jokingly say, "Oh, Rova fucking founded Fraxidus and stuff."
The rover hates them.
It really doesn't. Yeah, it really doesn't seem like that way. Even in the as Cristoforo has said, like that Robo has changed because they're like careful people now or whatever. I don't know whatever the fuck he meant by that, but like even past Rover, who really didn't like maybe care too much about people, maybe were more about the goal rather than the means. You
Honestly, that checks out a bit.
still
Yeah.
declined on multiple occasions to join Fraxidus. Just like straight up declined. Like Fenrico, the Cristoforo puts it like in a way that they just tried countless times to actually
Yeah.
invite.
Yeah, even,
Rova,
like,
and
yeah.
every single one failed.
Yeah.
There is one thing though. I do wonder what the Grand Architect meant with "we were your waystones," because like I was
think-
thinking, like it doesn't really line up with the time. Oh,
Oh, timelines.
I
You see timelines.
think it goes really far back. Like it goes like as far back as like before Fraxidus was made and like became what it is today. So that's what he might have meant by that. Because like Christopher Rowe knows a lot of things that the Fraxidus shouldn't know, like the thing with Showkeeper and because like they weren't even involved in 1.3 story first and foremost. And like Black Shores and Showkeeper like doesn't even know about Abbey, and like somehow Christopher Rowe know what is Abbey.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
like
that's the good point.
like I don't know about Scar, but Christopher Rowe and
Definitely knows.
Grand Architect, like the two of them, might know Rover as far back as like the Hair Civilization or something.
Okay, maybe
So
not that
that's-
far.
That depends.
Well, then-
That really depends because like how there's nothing like denying it, but there's nothing like supporting it. So you cannot really tell.
Remember when in 2.0 is no in 2.0 fuck my life 1.3 when Shorekeeper said that a ton of people left with Rover, old Rover's like followers left with Rover.
Yeah.
And we kind of know that isn't the first time that Rover went trigger happy on the memory wipe. So I do wonder if what the Grand Architect meant was that maybe at some point they were actually working together. They weren't the Fraxidus yet, maybe. Like, we don't know how old the Fraxidus is as an organization.
We know that Rover was, like, ever since one point, basically since the start of the game, Rover has been involved in a lot of projects. The Court of Savante for one, the Somme Noir for two.
Somme Noir, yeah.
And then what else is there? Like like Black Shores, we already know that. And like now they're hinting that Rover might have been with not the founder, definitely not the founder, but they were involved with their pipeline for quite a bit. For a long enough time that the Grand Architect would consider them, Rover, a Waystone. The Grand Architect was very confident that what Rover was a Waystone for them, for Rover. So, and we also have that one voice line with Chang Li that implies that Rover has been in a lot of. They have their like toes dipped in a lot of projects prior to what we're doing today. So, yeah, Rover.
Okay,
what have you done, man?
I want to broach this possibility because we know that Black Shores keeps track of all defectors and traitors is specifically the word that they use back in 1.3. The thing is, though, if they left with Rover back then, they would not be considered traitors per se. They're just electing a pathway similar to their boss.
Yeah.
So, what if, let's posit this question, they are the offshoot of agents who left and have since been recruiting more people to join their cause?
Ooh, so you're implying that the Schwartz, what's his name? Like, I'll just call him GA. Let's call him Grand Architect for simplicity's sake. Grand Architect was one of the original members of the Black Shores, you mean?
Possibly.
Ooh.
Or maybe remember that organization in Camelia's story? That unspecified organization.
Yeah. I'll just bring it up.
But then again, that couldn't be Fraxidus because they knew how to make an artificial resonator, possibly.
Yeah, and the Fraxidus only knew how to make one like very recently.
Well, to be fair, they've been experimenting for ages.
Yeah, but Avidius is probably
successful ones is another.
I think Avidius and Mia was the successful ones, right?
Well,
I mean, Mia isn't really.
Oh no, Mia was just a natural born of Leviathan. Oh, that's weird. Avidius, right, was the one that the Cristoforo said now that for the artificial resonator.
But again, Avidius is an artificial human. So
So
but the
artificial resonator.
Yeah, but the important like thing is that he has all of the qualifications that would meet a resonator if that person was like a pure human. So that's one massive breakthrough for him. For them, I mean. So I don't think the Fraxidus was born yet when Rover was being hunted back then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what kind of stopping me from that conclusion.
Any thoughts about the fact that due to how GA's forte works, it's confirmed that the Greek pantheon existed in one point? Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thought because the world of Wuthering Waves, the world of Solaris Tree is basically just our world. So, right? Like on some level, it's our world. It's like it follows our history. I think at some level. I think, right? Isn't that
I'm
agreed?
not sure. There are overlaps.
Mirrors.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
mirrors,
how
It doesn't
much.
follow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's call them parallels. We don't
Yeah, we'll
have
call
a
them
one-to-one
parallels.
history. Right?
Yeah, yeah, but
But I
basically,
mean, the
like,
point is
a
like
version-
they can do whatever they want with it. So
it's a yeah, it's basically a there's probably a parallel to the Greek pantheon, which is what Septimon's history is kind of based on. Well,
yeah, the thing with why is like if there was a Greek pantheon, then the Greek god would just be like really strong resonators.
yeah, honestly, yeah, Caligula is one. Okay.
I don't know. I think that goes a little bit too much into
Yeah.
the IRL nature
Yeah.
of things, and I really doubt that, like, Septimontians are just
Literally
parallel
Greek.
Romans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we know that. Oh my god, we're gonna have to talk about a historian, like someone who actually reads and understands history, like fucking Penguin Bookie Bread, a fat fluffy penguin. That guy, he reads so much. He's made me realize that this entire story is just Dante's Inferno.
But like the thing with like introducing pantheons and like just like myths inside why is like they will open a fucking can of worms that they really
Yeah.
cannot they don't have time to like excavate on. So I don't think that's like really feasible.
Okay, to be
They
fair,
wouldn't
they've been referencing the Bible for like so much.
I mean,
yeah, but like
one thing
yeah, but
is
like
referencing this thing. One thing is baking it into your
Oh
story.
yeah.
Like referencing the entrance to hell, you can just it's a theme. It's like it's mostly a thematic connection.
Yeah.
It's not really
This is literally Dante's Inferno.
Dante must have been in. That's no.
Dante is a resonator. All right.
Caligula doesn't mean that there was, a horse senator at some point in Septimont.
Okay.
yeah, and I mean like they can do it and like whatever, but I don't think like with what we have right now, they really have time to like bother about like making like law inside law. If that's how you put it, like legend inside a game, that's already practically like struggling to like flesh out like the current era. Yeah, like the idea of a Greek pantheon in UR sounds fun, but like from the sheer workload that they will have to do, like to introduce that as a like whatever, like a past history, like it just usually not worth it. So it's just something you keep in the back of your mind, but I think it's just going to like stay at a like a reference that is like thematically similar, but they won't take it too seriously because they clearly have more important things to do.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we're getting really close to the end of discussing about 2.7. So let's talk about Lahai Roy. Let's talk about Lahai Roy. What do you think? What do we think about it so far?
I have a crackpot theory already. Don't
Oh,
you
go
worry.
for it. Are you gonna?
Okay, so Laha Roy is our civilization, like our
What?
version of Earth.
Oh,
And it's
so
just
like
kind of-
Elaborate.
So it's crackpot simply because Galbrenna gets the tape recorder there. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's where she
well-
got it, right?
Yeah, that's where she pulled it from.
Yeah, I just remember.
So I'm wondering if, yes, technology has advanced so broadly and quickly, as noted in the item's description, like when you examine it in her profile. But the reason I'm paranoid about it now is that it's still there and intact and in working quality.
Yeah, because it's been established that a lot of old technology like just doesn't work anymore, and yet this thing works.
I mean, to be fair, that the
Okay, to be fair, it works on frequencies as well. It literally just says
not
frequencies.
that it works on frequency, but about the fact that if she went to Lahai Roy and got that cassette player there, that must have happened within the last 16 years.
Yeah.
Easily.
Oh yeah, because
So
Galbrenna is not immortal. She's Augustus
As far as
age.
we know, at least.
She's Augustus age. We know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the high roy can be like in terms of comparing with the current human era, it can be like somewhere between like 2050 to like 2100. Like and not as advanced as like Huang Long or I don't know like New Federation or whatever.
Yeah, but the fact it's still intact, working, and in relatively good condition from what we can tell.
It even has wireless. It even has Bluetooth.
It has Bluetooth.
Yeah, Bluetooth cassette player.
So you're positing that Lahai Roy is our civilization,
Yes.
like our like 2025. You mean?
For the sake of discussion, yes.
Yeah, like about that time, like or 2030 or 2050 or whatever.
But yeah,
It's
current
like,
era.
dude, like tape recorders and cassette players our time, dude, they're just non-existent where I'm looking. So
You're not looking.
Okay, yes, 1980s. Okay.
You're not looking hard
Look.
enough.
real, but like the advance of technology is so rapid.
Yeah.
You would be hard pressed to find something like this in good condition, except in the hands of collectors or people who care about preserving this stuff in general.
Which is what Galbrino apparently is. It even says that it's a prototype, so it's not even the full production yet.
yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The tape recorder came from one specific person who developed it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
because
sure it was said as like somebody
yeah,
made this prototype of a tape recorder, which, to be honest, tape recorders like it's not a prototype of a tape recorder. It's not what it is. Tape recorders exist normally because like in Huanglong all the way back we see like old cassettes that we had to like repair and shit because like Lament fucked up like local
All of it.
whatever.
Yeah, so they
prototype,
have to
I think, is for the
regress.
frequency amalgamation thing that is
Yeah,
done.
'cause
Like,
I think
for
the
fact
yeah,
that
like,
it stabilizes your frequency.
yeah, it's
Which is
basically
like extremely advanced. Yeah,
It's
so
basically
I
a mini
personally don't
Nexus.
see it being like our. Okay, like it's 2000s. Okay, I can give you that, but it's like it's not our civilization, to be honest.
Okay,
And I
right.
find it interesting. Yeah, I just find it interesting that it said it's not like from Lahai Roy, you know, like as a place that it came, but it's like from specific person, which
a
is
specific person who
interesting.
happened to be in Lahai Roy at the time.
Yes, sure, I'll give you that. The point I want to draw, though, is that someone made this, and it's old. The tech is old. It's supposed to be old. They had to rehash it to make technology work in the first place.
It's kind of like
Sure.
making a new iPod Nano. In
Yeah,
2025.
pretty much. Just like, why would you do this? Like, it makes sense that you made the new iPod Nano again for frequency hell, but
Yeah.
it's still an iPod Pro. Like, it existed already. You just change the internals.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cassette tape that works on Bluetooth. It's probably a item that it has the body of an old item, but it works like a completely modern one.
Yeah, it's the same idea as modern turntables.
Oh yeah.
Preserving gramophones, like that stuff. It exists for a reason. People like this stuff.
Honestly,
It's tactile, mechanical, and it's reliable in its own way.
the fact that the guy who made it gave it tactile buttons. Well, it must be so fun to click, to press. All right.
So like for Heroi, my personal pitch, I have a lot of things kind of coming together to like form it. I'll explain myself on the way.
Okay.
Basically, it's Huashu, but like different flavor of Huashu Academy, like the way I see it.
PGR?
Mashu on
It's
steroids.
PGR or Wuwa?
Yeah, maybe like a Huashu.
Uwahashua.
Okay.
Not
Wuwa Huashu.
PGR. No, certainly not PGR. Fucking.
Okay, to be fair, Huashu and PGR has a very
I will mention PGR when it's like PGR stuff.
Okay,
I'm saying
Okay.
like PGR.
Okay,
like
okay.
So idea is that it's like some sort of let's call it civilization. I think it's like the easiest way to say it is like civilization. We don't know. First of all, we have no good way to determine the like the basis of civilization. So with Honglong, we know for sure it's like China, like more old style China, because like 12 houses and stuff, all that. We know from Rina Sita, that's Italian for rebirth. It's like Italy. Lahai Roi is Hebrew.
Yeah.
It's like specifically Old Testament Hebrew. It's adapted
Genesis.
by a lot of people. It's not tied to any specific. It's like to maybe draw like an example of maybe more understandable to people, because Hebrew is like pretty niche, if I can say it.
Is it?
It's as if like the.
I guess
I don't think a lot of people actually know.
Yeah, I
Hebrew,
guess
like,
the
as a
only
language.
Oh yeah, because I think the only time Hebrew was
I
ever
just
brought
wanted
up.
to say like a lot of people know Latin.
Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's almost as if like the place was actually called Latin, because like like let me Google like Latin for God, for example, I don't know, or something like this.
Deus, right?
like
Yeah,
Deus
Deus,
something,
yeah.
if it was called, yeah.
It's called Deus.
So it's like God, and like Lahai Roi means
The will of the
like
living
a story.
God.
It's like a specific story in
Yeah.
Old Testament.
Yeah, I can tell. I can
Like
talk
here,
about
maybe
it. I read the verse
Yeah, so
a
like-
few while ago.
like okay, locus is Latin for place. Like maybe let's call it like lacus Dei, Deus, for example, like as a location of the name. If it was named Lacus Deus, everybody is going to assume that this specific civilization that's being portrayed here is like advanced. That's like the only thing that people would draw like conclusion from. But like because it's Hebrew, it's more like, I don't know, it's more Christian themed. People may think that's like, again, some Italy stuff, it's not. It's really not. So I feel like it's advanced civilization, maybe like Honglong, because Honglong is extremely advanced as well. We just happened to stumble upon the worst fucking place in Honglong as our first place. just fucking front lines. And what's interesting to me, Fraxidus said that they have some advancements made in Lahai Roi, at the end. The Schwarz log says it's basically. And what's interesting that there is a mention that, there's an underground base of Fraxidus underneath the Septimon city. And it's then said that most of the information from this mini base was transferred up north to the like big base, whatever they have. So I really feel like it's like Lahai Roi has this specific base that's located in the north of the, I don't know, of Rina City, I guess, north of something. Let's
I guess
call
the
it.
word as well. Like
I'm checking actually.
Maybe road as well. Who knows? Yeah, but it's north, so it's at least on the same, like, I don't know, not longitude. The other
Latitude?
term that's used for
Latitude?
coordinates.
You see north.
Latitude, yeah, the same latitude is like Honglong, at least.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even northern, yeah. So I don't want to say that it's like HQ. I don't think it's HQ of Fraxidus, but it's a big base of Fraxidus there that collects information, and that some studies are done there. So then we have like these specific recorders from Elbrena, which is like at the point that she has it like right now. She picked up like a few years ago. We don't know, like maybe let's say 5 years ago is a good estimate, I guess. It's already like extremely outdated as well, so it's like pretty progressive. I just feel like it's some specific civilization that's all about I don't know, maybe not research, like they are research and development basically. So hence why I said there's like a parallel with the Huashun Academy. Also, what's interesting about Lahai Roi is the name. The story of Lahai Roi, you can like Google it and stuff. It's the main
Genesis
main
14.
person there. Yeah, the main person there is a woman who like sees angel, sees like a god, basically acknowledges the presence of God. She later has a kid, I'm pretty sure, that's named Ishmael.
It's Ishmael. Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Now, the PGR parallel that I want to draw, fucking
Okay.
Ishmael,
Oh boy.
and how fucking important the name is to just like. I feel like it's intentional
It has to-
as well.
it has to
like,
be intentional.
They wouldn't just pick this specific because, like, if you think about it, why would they even like pick Laharoy? It's either because it's like in some connection, there's some connection to divinity, which in Wu's world usually means like not exactly Threnodians. Threnodian and Renasita kind of baked everybody the divinity. Divinities are usually sentinels, like around sentinel ranked individuals, I guess. So I wonder it's either because there's like maybe some tie to sentinels, maybe some tie to a person who actually named goddess in the game, the Lucia. That was called by Alto. I don't remember. Either
Ooh.
Alto or like the
Yeah, Alto
God of
mentioned in
Savanti people.
1.x that,
Yeah.
that Alto knows who she is, I think.
Yeah.
Alto is so
it's
aware.
either
Hmm.
he is he knows too much.
He knows.
I don't
love
know
He
how
knows.
he's
He knows.
synchronized.
He knows a lot. Yeah. He's very
Yeah.
well.
Can I
Oh
make
sure.
a
Yeah.
quick statement to what
Oh
you said,
sure.
Alfie?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it depend on who? Because one thing about Laharoy that has me interested is just that it depends on who the name it was originated from. Because that individual is the individual you'd have to consider who they're talking about as a god. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I guess in my mind, it's you got old boys talking about our accomplishments in Laharoy, but you're also like, at least my initial thing was like, oh okay, maybe some older civilization, hint, named this place. So I think understanding who named it would possibly point.
No, I just had a revelation. You can finish up.
I think Laharoy is like the name came from the people who like established it for, as you've said, basically. Fraxis just happened to like have base there. Is the way I'll interpret it, or whatever. It's like we can like I don't know. We can theorize Fraxis stuff later. Basically, yeah. My point is that it's like some research and development stuff. Like there is at least something that actually does research and development in Laharoy for in the first place, and maybe the whole, like the New Federation is extremely centered about like the progress and stuff, like the research and stuff. You actually can get a favorable social position because you're like a scientist and stuff. So maybe something similar, like where a lot of individuals are actually on specific. How do I put it? They're like they basically like Septimontes. Septimontes' whole like cultural thing is fighting. So maybe their whole cultural thing is like research development stuff, or like maybe more in this state, at least from the stuff that I'm gleaning. And the reason why it's important because Rora just happens to be connected to anything that's fucking divine in this Alliance 3. So
he's the center of everything. Whether people like it or not, he is the guy.
Yeah, it's extremely important to like go there. So I hope they would like set up a bit more for Laharoy, to be honest.
Hopefully they
It's
do it
like,
in
it's
2.8.
I really hope it's like a proper segue and it's not like 1.4 stuff again. It's like
Where-
it's
Oh my god,
properly,
1.4.
yeah. Just like drop like because like I'm pretty sure everybody knows already because like it's not important what Gilbrenner said because it can just be like a setup for whatever it is. But Fraxid is like the Schwarzlock just straight up says, next we go to Laharoy. So okay, then it means we go to Laharoy.
That one person who that one Kalkaro fan is gonna crash out for being deprived Kalkaro for another year.
So they can suck it off. I don't know. Should have been fan of somebody else. I don't know.
Ooh, unfortunately. Okay, so I'm gonna say what I think about Laharoy and my expectations. So, I'm a little ashamed to say that this is what it took me to read the Bible, but so I figured. So Lahairoi, as you mentioned, it's a place where what's her name again? Fuck, I'll bring up the verse 17. Okay, but wait, was it 14 or 7? It's 14, right? Fuck, I'll just. Okay, whatever. I forgot where the verse was. Fuck. I forgot where the verse was. Fuck. Yeah, Lahairoi is
If you
in.
Google like Lahairoi right now, it's Woowa pages now.
Is it? Okay, it's 16. Okay, so Lahairoi is basically the well who get 16.
The well of the living one who sees
Yeah,
me.
it's okay.
One of the churches,
Hey,
yeah.
it was basically the name
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were trying to figure out the definition. I could have gave you that.
yeah, okay. You guys, okay. From what I understood from the Googling and the reading I did, Lahairoi is a place where after a maidservant, right? Ran away from the abuse of
Hagar, yeah.
Hagar, yeah. Hagar, she left Abraham and Sarah's home because she was getting abused, and God, not specifically God, but God's angels came down and asked hey, what's wrong? And then she told the angel, and the angel's like, okay, you go back, and I reassure you that you will have descendants. You're pregnant right now, and you will give birth to a kid you will name Ishmael, and then that's when Hagar named the place Lahairoi, Bir Lahairoi, which means the well of the living God who sees me, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So what I'm thinking is, because Kuro can't help themselves from making a biblical reference in every chapter that they have made, I think Lahairoi, the name of the place, it's. Because Renaissita was an island that people were guided to by Sentinel. My idea of how Lahairoi was created, or named at least named, was that there were already people in it, and a Sentinel, appeared in front of one important member of this place that people would later call Lahairoi. So it's instead of a place that people were led to, it's a place that already existed and was brought up. How should I describe? My brain's scattered right now. But it's a place where people
They're the one being observed.
Yeah, people were already there, and the Sentinel came down and guided them, and promised, maybe not guided, but promised them something. And then that's when, and then they would continue developing that civilization of Lahairoi that they would name Lahairoi, but the Sentinel has a relatively hands-off approach with this civilization, so it's a lot more human. It's a lot more human of a place. Yeah. Do you have any, as a fellow Christian here, do you have any input with my interpretation?
No, I think, like I said, when I first heard the name Lahairoi, the first thing I thought about was obviously, okay, so God sees me, right? That's the idea here.
Yeah.
And so my first thought is what is God in this context for the game? And so it's just it could be a Sentinel. It could be
Threnodian.
It could, yeah. I mean, true, yeah. It could be a Threnodian. It could also be the Space Lady, though.
Instance 1?
Theoretically.
Yeah.
No, obviously, like I said, because they're just saying God. So, it could be.
It's very broad.
Some otherworldly being. All they know is that they've been noticed in some sort.
Yeah.
way. And so, yeah, I mean, like I said, there was probably something happening there. To me, it sounds like what could you possibly? This is infinite possibilities, really. But what could you possibly do to get the attention of one of these higher beings? What's so great about what you're doing that would get their attention?
Yeah.
And I can personally only think of like, and this is actually coming off the back of my most recent lore video, but I feel like you'd probably have to be doing something that aligns with their mission, in my opinion.
0 point energy, 0 point
Without-
energy, 0 point energy, 0 point energy.
Oh my god! But yeah, it's just like I imagine you were doing something without them having to tell you.
Yeah.
That was what they were already
Doing all along.
what their mission was to begin with. And like I
Yeah.
said in my last video, I discussed the Hess civilization and basically like the in a sense the grander mission that we've been tasked with. The game hasn't really put it out there yet, but just this idea of shooting for the stars, just like the old Portia Guacio civilization.
Yeah.
So there might have been a group of people who were, because if I think about Hagar, right, and I think this might be symbolic. If I think about Hagar, and you know Hagar, depending on how you pronounce it, what have you, but she was in need. But I guess to me, it feels like this situation might be different because technically everybody's in need. And so I don't know if that's enough to, unless this place was just particularly in so much need that something different was happening there. So yeah, like I said, for me, I feel like there might have been something more special about this place that was like probably the opposite. Like it drew the attention, and they were probably doing something that aligns with this mission. Without even the need of like like a sentinel or whatever, and they're like, oh shoot, these humans know, like they know what's up, like
we got
they're on the program. So that's the idea.
It'll be kind of like when Rover and Imperator was drafting the blueprint for Renacita, and then they actually went to Renacita and found out that people were already doing it. I think that's what
the point I wanted. The point I wanted to make with my stuff is that the source of the divine in context of Solaris 3 pretty much exclusively comes from his civilization, one way or another. You can say that the Sentinels, and they are most probably from his civilization. There, it can be first instance, and it's also his civilization, like it or not. It can be Rover, because we know from the creation, like annals of Huanglong, we know that a divine being basically descended, wielding the power of some great echo that just shaped Huanglong, which we like right now. We think it's a rover. Maybe it's not a rover, but
it's someone that
it's also most probably connected to Hess civilization as well. So like Hess civilization is the source of the divine in the world. So for me to have a place that says basically this is a place where we, like as people, were noticed by the divine. I feel like it's like a specific place that had like specific I don't know, draw attention of Hess civilization basically. So, and like in the context of Solaris 3, we know for sure Hess civilization is extremely advanced, and the really only good way to draw attention of something like I'm not saying like this civilization itself. I'm just, maybe it's the goddess, maybe it's the sentinels, doesn't matter, maybe it's the rover themselves, it's whatever. Draw attention as a civilization, as people, you have to be extremely advanced. It's like it's just like the way it works. So this is where my whole pitch about them being extremely advanced comes from. They just have to be like they have to be extremely important, like group of people, like have research, maybe like be at the edge of something, you know, like maybe on the power of Black Shores. Maybe they have a system like Tethys, because we know there were other institutes established by his civilization. Maybe Lahairoi actually had, you know, like the Black Shores were established on the not ruins, but like on the Tacitite rock that hosted Tethys. Maybe Lahairoi is a really similar case. Maybe it's like remains of another system that people just establish some specific place there, and they're like, that's the reason why they're so advanced right now. So like there's a lot of like, you know, like possibilities you can play around it with.
You're maybe you're implying that maybe sorry, continue.
I'm sorry. No, you're good.
Okay.
I have something based on what Alfie said, so I'll let you go.
Okay, I'll start first. So you're like maybe the divinity that Lahairoi is following, or like has been visited by, or is being guided by, is a computer like Tethys, right? Like an advanced computer like Tethys. You mean?
It can be, yeah. I don't subscribe to the idea that they're like continuously being guided, because Lahairoi is a place. From what I've read, I can be wrong. You can like correct me on it. It's a specific place, like so important place because of the event that happened.
Oh yeah,
like where she saw an angel and
she was
had a revelation.
Not revelation, but not revelation.
I mean, like,
she was comforted.
The angel. Yeah. The angel basically said that you will have like offspring here. And
everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, she was being blessed by an angel. She wasn't being guided by an angel. It saw her and blessed her. And so following so that, it's like this civilization is doing whatever it wants to, whatever it was doing it. And then something came and acknowledged them.
You are right.
Maybe even blessed them, as well.
Yeah.
If you want to say it, maybe like shared information, shared technology. I don't know. Maybe unlocked something, because we know for sure. Okay, maybe unlock something is a good point to make, because we know for sure Tethys didn't launch until rover came. It wasn't working until rover activated it. So maybe in this sense as well, if you want to like go the route of there's like Tethys akin system there, maybe rover, maybe instance one, maybe somebody else went there and activated it, and it's what like jump started them on this crazy journey that they're having right now. So I see it like this, but maybe they're guided as well. I like Sentinels were made to guide people. I don't see why
this would be any different. Yeah, why would this be any different?
Like, why not?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna live feed. Oh, you're okay. Okay, I'll continue then. Like I'm gonna following my theory on what Lahairoi could be. I'm going to let's try to put what the Frax this is doing in Lahairoi with the theory that I have proposed. Cause
can I say my first real quick?
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I was just gonna say, what if? And this is just based off of what we saw in 2.7. What if they have some sort of capacity, like to escape the lament and preserve things? That's why they had a cassette tape from like the 90s.
Oh, that's true. Oh, good, could be. They have the.
Let's be real, like that right there was like one of those. Oh shoot, Soul 3 is Earth, like like that's legitimately just a cassette tape that looks like old school technology.
Yeah, that's a Sony Walkman.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, regardless of whether you want to do the Earth thing or not, which I mean, I don't think that's really that hard to believe for a lot of reasons. But neither doesn't matter that much whether it was Earth or not. But the main thing just being like that's technology from back in the day. That's technology from a theoretical civilization that should have been long wiped out and restarted. So the fact that they had that, ancient relic, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, to me, it sounds like somehow they were able to avoid kind of like if there was like a lament proof safe or a lament proof those things that people bury underground. What is it called? Time capsule.
I thought you were saying bunkers, but yeah, true.
Well, yeah, like a time capsule of some sort. So like maybe they have some way to like preserve information that doesn't get just destroyed by the lament somehow.
Oh, well, yeah, that would get the attention of a higher power, right? Because if you're trying to make something that was from the previous civilization work in the current era and make it like work it consistently, that would be something that would be that's a grand purpose that a divinity or a sentinel might
specifically a civilization inspired quote unquote divinity, because like I said, it comes down to the mission at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I'm gonna this is gonna be like my last like real input, but maybe what the Praxis is doing is they're the devil. Like basically they're the devil. They're going to look at what Lahairoi. No, they've developed their own thing in Lahairoi. And like they're working specifically in Lahairoi, most likely because of what Lahairoi has already achieved. So I think they're going to use what Lahairoi has developed and use it for their own purpose, while tricking. If we're going to continue with the biblical reference, because again, Kuro will either draw 25 cards, right, and stop referencing the Bible. But
I'm telling you, it's so interesting.
Yeah, this is the best patch. Like it stirred the mind so much. It's so good.
It surprises me every time that I'm like, wow, y'all really just gonna go down? Like it feels to me they're being I'm not trying to like make this like a comparison thing. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
They're being more brave, way more brave than Genshin has been. Like Genshin is like so loose with its Gnosticism, they treat Gnosticism like it's not a part, or not so much a part, but like it's not an quote unquote offshoot of Christianity. They treat it like it's like it just came by itself out of it, like whereas
it's how it is.
Like, nope,
this is exactly what you think it is.
Like this is where it came from. Obviously, just for anybody who's uninitiated, it's not the same thing in Christianity, but it is an offshoot. But yeah, it's just like they're
so
very
good. It's so good,
bold, and
shocks me every time. They're bold and proud of their references. Yes,
that's a good way to word it.
Yeah. So like, if we're going to continue with the Christianity parallels, the Fraxodus is the devil tricking the Lahairoi into accelerating what they do, accelerating what the Fraxodus's plans. And that's where the main conflict is going to be. We're going to convince the people of Lahairoi. Okay, this is completely fan fiction at this point, but we're going to try to convince the people of Lahairoi to not follow the devil. That's where I'm putting my chips down. Okay, anything else? that's where I'm stopping.
Stopping, but what?
I mean, I know that's I'm done. Like that's my piece. What do you think Lahairoi is going to be?
Do you want like a review on your fanfiction or something like?
No. Oh my god! No. I'm not looking. I'm not waiting. Am I? No, I'm not waiting on my. I'm not asking for your review because I know it's fanfiction. Like, I'm just asking like
3 out of 10, not enough husbandos.
Oh, real? Okay, but I'm just asking like, what do you think Lahairoi is going to be about? Like, based on absolutely nothing.
Okay. So first thing first, it's not like we have absolutely nothing. So I am going to go with the leading theory as we assume Chisa is from Laharoy. Okay. So
Good
that's like
call. Good call.
the leading theory. So we're not
Good
sure yet,
call.
but that is the leading theory. So there's this one thing that a Kuro employee said during an interview. So they talk about Chisa's appearance in the magazine, and in somewhere they mentioned that they mentioned that the collar he wears is actually was some sort. You can also see the color he wears is like glows red, and it's hinted that it's like some sort of restraining device or
Oh, is that what? Really?
yeah. So the choker he wear is absolutely not for show, not just for show. We don't know what it does, but so far, like during the interview, they try not to say too much. But it's some sort of restraining device, for better or worse, even if we don't know shit about what it restrains right now. So, like from Kisa's overall aesthetics and like the way her color and the way that she has like some lot of restraining colors and yeah, I think that I don't have anything to base this up, but maybe aside from the fact she does, Laharoy also had its own societal conflict, like Laguna basically. The problem is what the problem is what is going to be the societal conflict, and like does Chisa actually represent the societal conflict happening in Laharoy, like by having a weird color that restrains something, or that is just like her power or whatever. Like if you look at it carefully, like the color actually glows. So it's like some sort of electronic device, and yeah, we don't know too much, but and from the way her clothes is like pretty tattered, the high royal might actually not be like that, like sci-fi-ish, but it's going to be sci-fi. But I think that there's like going to be some sort of societal conflict from the way that I see the way that she is designed.
Oh, good point. You brought it up, the fact that Chisa might be from Laharoy. Now then, it sort of like shoves the idea that analog is now vogue again back in the forefront of my mind. So thanks for fueling my headcanon.
We're all developing headcanons today, aren't we?
Yes.
I had a theory
But also-
originally.
yeah. Go on.
I had a theory originally, but it was based on the fact of thinking that we were going to New Federation next. And I mean, we don't know. We still could be. I don't know. Like the High Roy is definitely a screw. A monkey wrench in the operation.
Yeah. I really thought we were going to New Fed next, but apparently not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe, but because originally I was like, okay, Cyberpunk collab next. So I was like, okay, New Federation's a city, and it would just be like convenient because, like, okay, we're already in a city, so it would be an easy layup for the collab. Now,
Laharoy.
I'm like, yeah, if it's Laharoy, what about this place? And I think even with that, Trevor, too, is Chisa representative of Laharoy, or is she a unique?
Is she a foreigner?
Well,
No, more than foreigner. Like she's just like an outcast, or like but basically he doesn't represent what Laharoy is going to be. So that's
what I'm saying. Yeah, she doesn't have to be an outcast. She could just be like, oh yeah, that shot collar, that's just a Chisa thing. That's not a Laharoy. That's not representative of the internal struggle of the place. That's just her own issue. So so that's I'm honestly just at like an insane loss, because originally, I mean, I guess if I were to just adopt the same concept, the question is, how does New Federation differ from Laharoy, but also how is Laharoy going to potentially, if they did it, how is that going to house a Cyberpunk collab?
Some
more. If it's an hyper advanced technological place, it might actually be a meta collab and it's a game.
Okay, I'm
So,
taking
I
I
scre-
have
wanted-
no
I'm taking
idea.
screenshots of Chisa right now.
I wanted to like approach, I guess, the topic from the more meta standpoint. Then, if since we don't really have a lot of information to work on, we can just analyze the writing and just conclude shit from it, and it usually works because stories most of the time just follow a fucking script.
Real.
They're written.
Real.
We know for
Christopher would be
sure.
proud of you.
Thanks. I would punch in his fucking face. Whatever. So the idea for me personally, the why like life gotta go.
Okay. Oh,
Bye-bye.
bye. Bye. Thanks for
Bye
Thank
life.
you for coming.
thanks for showing up.
Thanks for coming.
We're also like I think we're like really close to the end.
Okay, yeah, something came up. I have to go, but thank you
Oh,
all
don't
so
worry.
much. It's been
Don't worry. Thanks for showing up, man.
Yeah,
course.
thanks for coming.
Thanks for
Alright,
coming.
peace.
Thanks for coming. Peace.
Okay. Continue, Alfie.
Okay, so yeah. Why Lahairoi is a thing? You have to think like in the story, and the explanation that I personally concluded myself is that we know there's a big problem with the world building of Solaris during the Arena City patch because we got stun locked in the fucking Leviathan just
For like 9
recycling
months.
itself.
we're
Yeah,
stuck in
just like,
Leviathan for like 9
cannot
months.
die. It's too angry to die, so we're like just dealing with that. And so like whatever. I'm not here to like to shit on Arena City again because they didn't explore shit. Like they didn't expand on Solaris or whatever. It's just I'm beyond it. But the problem is still there. So I feel like I don't want to say that New Federation was like planned for 3.0, but then they had to switch it up. I'm not confident enough to say it, but I know there's for certainly a problem with lack of progression for Rover.
Yeah.
I'm also mainly drawing it from the fact that okay, maybe it's just me. I feel like they dropped too much information about Rover, like out of nowhere. I feel like Mindscape came pretty abruptly and out of nowhere to
I
be
guess
like.
so.
It's my personal feeling. I don't have like any tangible proof to say it's the way it is. I just feel like it's what happened. I feel like they just added some stuff because, like, the monologue that Christopher gave over. There's like a weird thing about it that Christopher gives one dialogue, then it cuts to black, supposedly ending the dialogue, and then another dialogue immediately follows. And the two don't really stick together too much because they're kind of about different things, and it's like it feels like it's supposed to be a different scene, but it's like the same scene. In the first dialogue, Christopher really, really fucking dug deep about Rover.
Yeah.
Mentioned that they have power node of the Solaris 3, that they like
That
the
they're
nature of farming
extremely
stuff.
they're
So
extremely cocky about it. Yeah.
it's like it's not the only instance, but like I think like is the most like the easiest one to draw. I feel like the only like natural plot progression of Rover was the civilization capsule and like the instance ones shit and stuff. So I feel like they're trying to steer back the ship into like making it about Rover's journey of
Actualization.
self-realization, self-learning, about the past Rover and stuff. And Lahairoi is supposed to be like the place where it's explored even more if we like, because if it is like, if I'm right about the God part, like the divine part, and it's connected to his civilization, Rover just must go there. It's like it's a natural thing they should go. Yeah. So from this point, I feel like the Lahairoi was made to expand more on the world building.
Yeah.
So it's by nature, it has to be pretty advanced. At least facilitate some information to even give to us. And it's also supposed to be new information that Black Shores can't give us, because otherwise they would just like make a fucking Black Shores like an actual place you can have a story in, I guess. But it's Lahairoi instead.
Yeah.
it's also I'm pretty sure bound to be like, since it's like a location we actually go to. I don't think it's going to be like Black Shores, just one patch and that's it. There's like a Fraxidus base there and stuff, so it has to be like a proper civilization. So there was a point about the collab with Cyberpunk, and again, we don't know when collab happens. I'm pretty sure it's just announced to be. What was announced actually?
Wasn't
I think it's like 2026. So
Yeah, they
about
didn't
time
say-
for like a
they
1
didn't
year
s-
story.
They didn't specify exactly when. Only that it will be in 2026.
I
So
mean,
it can be
it's
like
going
the
to be like
end.
nearly a year long. That it checks out.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't expect it at the start, but
Yeah, probably
other than
not.
that, I honestly have no.
I
So
was
like it lands. Unless they just switch the place, like maybe they do like, I don't know, like we have the Raguna and the Septimont. Maybe the Lahairoi would be like Raguna, and then
Oh,
the
okay.
Septimont would
You're
be
saying
like
that
another place.
you're saying that Lahairoi would be like will be relevant for like
Small
three,
in
4
scale,
patches,
yeah.
and then the rest, and then we'll move
Maybe,
to
yeah.
and then we'll move to New Fed
They-
maybe
We move
for
to like
the Cyberpunk collab.
basically we just like move to another place that's more suited for actual Cyberpunk collab. That's supposed to be like, I don't know, like in America or whatever. It's like, but maybe not. And if not, then Lahairoi is supposed to be like a fucking metropolis then.
Like
just has to be.
if we're assuming that Chisa is from Lahairoi, as Trev said, then the urban city like behind there, and it's on the screen actually, it's on the stream. Like the urban city would like, suit it well enough for the Cyberpunk collab, no?
Yeah. So like it
yeah,
has
it
to be
depends.
like,
Like this is assuming that
Yeah.
Trev is right that Chisa is from New Fed. Not New Fed. Lahairoi.
Alright.
Or can also
Yeah,
be
just
a
like,
segue abandoned city before reaching the highway, because it looks like there's a lot of trees that kind of look similar to like the lawless zone in the old Bethagid zone. But
Okay,
yeah, like we're not really sure because like it looks too covered by trees to be like an actual
Yeah,
like
it's
cyberpunk
also-
sci-fi metropolis.
It's also too like from the way like you can read Alto Mortefi Calacaro's descriptions of New Fed. This doesn't look too futuristic enough, because if we're going to be like pedantic about the outward shows of technology, Septimont is way more technologically advanced than this place that Chisa's behind.
I mean, like because it's going to be like basically a segue that doesn't that it can be like we are not actually in the high road yet, so it can literally be anywhere in the middle.
Honestly,
Honestly,
true. It could be like wherever we're gonna meet Chisa, because she's already revealed, and she's basically like the only character left that we haven't seen that was revealed. Chisa might be on the way, like we meet Chisa on the way to Lahairoi, but that would make Chisa's character a bit more wasted. I'm afraid to say wasted.
No. I
mean,
mean, I'm not. You cannot be absolutely sure that her character will be wasted if her only job is leading us back to the highway. Because like I wanted to mention this, but I didn't have time. But it would rely on like whether Kuro is actually going to make a evolving cast, like Alfie said. Because the problem we had with this Vinesita is like the story was written in a way that a character doesn't usually appear in more than like literally 1 or 2 fucking pages. But now we have characters like Gavrena, who is like very similar to Rover and good at supporting Rover, because like they're similar in personality. And then now with the hints that Forova is temporarily leaving Praxidus for another way and so on. So like even if Chisa gets introduced in 2.8 and leads us to the high void, that doesn't mean that her role ends the moment we arrive at the high void, because she can still be really important to the so-called societal conflict in the high void.
I mean, since we're
But
going with
that really depends on what Kuro actually does in the future because gacha games at the end of the day they want to sell like the newest fucking character in the banner.
I mean, in the end, if we're going with fan fiction, Chisa could simply be the one that introduces us to the conflict, but by doing that, she's already involved, so it's really easy to have her
Continue.
have her staying in the cast. Like there are an infinite amount of ways you can go about this.
Yeah, we're
It
basically
really
this is
depends on
basically
how they
all
want to handle it.
everything we're doing right now is basically guesswork.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, like for the sake of the future of the game, they should like start listening about the complaints about the
Devs
cast
listened.
not being involved enough in the long conflict.
I mean, again, I do think that there are things like they probably don't really want to. They probably don't feel ready to rehandle the whole of One Long. They will probably do some setup work a little bit, probably with the interlude with Choyuan,
Oh yeah.
and they are already reintroducing some character. We had Calcaro in the main story, so Calcaro mains can finally shut the fuck up.
That guy on Reddit who keeps doing Kalkaro solo runs can finally
we had
rest.
Calcaro in the main story.
The guy who
I'm so happy.
the guy who keeps doing solo.
Unfortunately, had no lines, so they will keep complaining. But he did appear. Anyway,
Or like
the point was,
yeah, okay.
Dungeon
like
there
for-
are some characters they aren't ready to reintroduce and rehandle.
Dungeon
because
mains in
they
fucking
probably want
shambles.
to do they probably want to do some prep work again, right? But I do think that some of I didn't like all the participation in 2.7. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like the full cast being involved. I think that there were some of the
Lupa's kind of just there, isn't there?
not really that didn't have a place, but like there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's a lot of people. I think. No, I.
But at the same time, I kind of get it because again,
It's the last moment. They did what they did.
Of a gacha game.
Yeah, they did. They did what they could, and they did the best they could.
Imagine if they didn't involve Rocha, Phoebe, and fucking.
Okay, Phoebe was important. She blasted the entire.
Shakona,
She blasted the
and so on
laser.
and so forth. Yeah. She blessed. But like you get what I mean. Like
Yeah.
let's say probably someone would have had, oh well, fuck me, Phoebe is my favorite character, why isn't she involved while everyone else is? And I get it. Unfortunately, like stories can't always be symmetrical with all the screen time you give characters, and that's something that you kind of have to accept.
Yeah.
But they did it this way.
They did.
Sometimes I feel like there were too much, but aside from that, honestly, the only really damn, I'm gonna get shit on for this take, I think. But whatever.
How bad could it be?
I didn't really like the music. Not the big set pieces. The big set pieces were
How
awesome.
fucking there?
The big set pieces were awesome. I really liked them. God, I love the final cutscene. Oh, the one with the 2D and 3D mix.
Oh yeah! Oh my
so
god! The
good.
music's so
Oh,
fucking
the
good.
setup was beautiful. The music was beautiful. Choreography was beautiful. Everything was perfect.
Chef's
about it.
kiss. Yeah.
But
Okay, go on.
the OST for the non-set pieces, for example, when
The combat sounds. The combat.
when Scar is fighting the gladiators, for example, that didn't really hit for me, at least. It's way too
Subdued.
It's basically the environment music.
Yeah. I did. Like thinking back about it. I think Marco is like playing it right now, and I don't know what his reaction is. But I did notice that when Scar showed up, the music was okay. I didn't really want to say it was bad because I think I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough, and it's not
normal.
It's not like exemplary like how everything else in Nasita is.
Like the rest was very cinematic, and it's not just Scar. It's, for example, also when we when we are in Ragunna after the first flashback, the music was like it was the music that played before, and I don't know. I really like soundtracks and music for movies and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I do think that there could have been something more cinematic
Or
to
some. I guess so.
to
I-
have there. You can still be ambient and environmental, but it's more like the music, those pieces get reused in so many occasions
Oh,
that then
true.
kind
It
of
doesn't.
phase
It
out.
it
if you
doesn't.
will.
It doesn't feel special to the scene.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, and unfortunately, since the big set pieces were actually really fucking good, they were insane.
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
yeah.
liked them.
Yeah.
They make them look even worse by comparison, if you will.
Okay. Yeah. By compare. Yeah. I guess you could say that.
So it's like there is this disconnect where I am doing the rest of the quest, and there is this music that is kind of
Naru wants to walk in.
it's kind of like anonymous, you know. And then boom, the big set piece hits, and there is a little bit of disconnect, and it's really cool, but at the same time, it's like then you go immediately back to the low energy,
Yeah. I guess so.
and it's like
Naru wants to join the call. Should we? We have time, right? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go invite him. Naru's
yeah,
here.
sure.
I mean, if you're like up to it, why not?
Yeah. If I have to, no.
I don't mind.
No, I don't mind either. Okay.
The music, I just
You can continue talking.
I just wanted
Obviously.
like to
You can keep talking. You can keep talking while I put Naruto in.
okay, yeah. I wanted to like to agree on the music, like the set beat, because like they put out the OST today. They
Oh, they
just
did?
didn't announce. That's like yeah, it's like it's available on the music platforms. I think. The fucking girl Brenna's OST, you know, when you fight together with her, like the whole sequence.
Yeah.
This shit, it's like fucking Mick Gordon approved stuff.
Oh,
I
it's
feel,
so
because,
fucking
you
good.
know,
It's so hype. Oh my! I felt my blood.
it's even better
boiling.
when you hear it like properly as a music and not
it's-
just like in the moment.
It's
you know?
on Spotify, right?
So
It's good-
that's
yeah, it's
kind of
good.
part
And
of the
like-
problem with that soundtrack to me is because if the piece is still good, it's good. There's no way around it. But like for example, I'm not a metalhead. I don't
yeah, I'm
enjoy
not-
metal as
I'm not
much
a metalhead,
as other people. So like the actual music theory, what people can appreciate about it, it's lost on me in gameplay.
The
I'm
beeps
focusing
and
on the
boops
gameplay.
sound good.
I mean, that's the problem though. That's
I mean,
exactly my
that's
problem.
all
It's like-
music though. Like a lot of people, like I listen to a lot of weird music that people don't really like. It's like, yeah, I guess people won't like
Yeah,
it.
no, of course, but like this. Okay, so here's the hot take I have here.
Okay.
It's good music, but the problem is it struck me back to 1.0 soundtrack, where if you don't take the time to sit down and listen to it, it kind of fades away.
I
think
kind
that's
yeah, I
probably my
kind of
big
like.
gripe.
Is it like how Crownless's music is like kind of just there until you actually like give it? Because Crownless's music, I don't know if I've said this before, but it's only really good if you're like playing if it's on the background of an intense fight. Because if, on its own,
No,
it's a bit.
I don't. Yeah, the fight is made around phase change of the music for Krampus.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a really good example, to be honest. You
okay,
have a lot of
yeah.
other like. Did us just recall Berengel's boss theme, or like do you really fucking know Heron's theme? Like
Okay, the
off
thing
top
is,
of your head?
the
I
thing.
feel like it's
Okay,
better.
no, the thing is, I love Crown's like combat music the most because it has this little like the little high pitched like arpeggio sounds, like as you're because it helps. It makes me feel zoned in. It's like I don't know. I can't. It's hard to describe. Like, yeah, it's kind of like what Noel said that if you don't really like, if you're not a fan of the genre of music, it's like it kind of is lost on you. So I guess like that's one point.
I mean, okay, there's the point to make. Good music in the perfect world, because we're talking about game soundtrack here. We're not talking about one-hit wonders and fucking bangers, you know.
Yeah.
You're supposed to not notice it, basically, in the like in the moment.
I
Of
think
course,
that's-
there will be like soundtrack that you actually do notice in the moment and stuff, and it can be like planned to actually be this kind of, because like for example, I know you're not a metalhead, but it's a good example. The Galbrenner's rock piece basically that came out of nowhere, especially considering that Wuba isn't actually that much. They don't have a lot of actual rock.
It's a lot more electronic.
There's like
Yeah.
basically none here. Yeah, so to actually hear it, it's like, to me it was cool because like I also enjoyed the music as well, but the soundtrack isn't supposed to be like really noticeable. It's supposed to fit the scene, and like if you feel like
Yeah.
Trap said, the problem I think Trap has is that it didn't fit the scene, so it was noticeable that it's
Yes.
fucking ass in the particular moment. That's the
Okay.
problem, and I also kind of sorry. Yeah, I just want to say like I
Yeah,
agree
go for it.
because to me personally, I feel like they got the music direction for Renesita. I feel like they got just lost in the sauce, to be honest, because they have to release this orchestra soundtrack for 9 months. Sorry, and they do it within their small studio. We have some videos about like the behind the soundtrack of Showkeeper and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We actually see their studio that they make soundtrack in, and like where they actually play. So it's not really a big place. It's not an actual opera. They don't hire opera most of the time, and they have their in-house.
It's in-house, yeah. In-house
this-
production.
And yeah, because like okay, so to be quite fair, like on the orchestra part, fucking themes for trailers for Augusta in Yuna fucking banged, but it's because they hired like actual
Third party
orchestra house. Like there was actual orchestra house working on it. That's because, and they have like all the shit that you need for actual like good, impressive
Yeah,
sounding
they had
opera to
the
actually, like,
talent
record
and
it stuff.
the talent and
Yeah.
the equipment.
But but they, if you notice, for the most part, they release at least 20 tracks each patch, like at least 20. Like I think the lowest count has like 2.5 is the actual lowest count. It's like 17, I think, or something like that. So it's
Still a
like
lot.
20 tracks, every version for 8 versions at this point.
At 9
And
months.
most of it is like orchestra. They just lost it. I feel like at the point. Like, and it's like
Not every donut comes up with a hole,
yeah. But like no, you had like a point to make, I guess. Like say
Yeah,
something.
because I have game soundtrack is in a weird spot because you want to notice it at the same time you don't want to notice it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm like, this is where the subjectivity of music comes into play, and it suddenly becomes like,
Yeah, because
how much is this actually
yeah,
valid?
because
as an
the argument is like you don't want to notice it, but every time you're in a fight and you're fighting Hecate and the song goes like that's that you can't say that's not good. You can't say that's not hype.
No, the issue is that I did notice it. That's the real issue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's the-
The
god.
issue is that I did notice it.
Okay, okay. I take issue with that then. Holy shit.
I discarded the thought about it because I just read it a lot of times with Renesita, so I just accepted it. Perhaps it's like a big contributor to why I'm so salty about the fucking fantasy place, because it's all orchestra, and I like orchestra.
Yeah,
I
but
don't like every orchestra.
yeah.
to be
Hey,
fair.
hopefully when you get to the Hyroi, the track becomes more electronic and more synthesized. I mean, because I
I
think
just feel like they're just better with electronic. They just
Yeah.
they made a whole the whole of PGR is the electronic music. Of course, there are like other pieces as well, and it's good if they want to to diversify the soundtrack and make different genres and stuff. It's actually I would prefer that they do this instead of just just orchestra, just EDM, just something else. Yeah.
I think this is
like-
part of an unfortunate limitation of how the story's progressed. Because we have to step away from the super hardcore techno sound in
yeah,
Renesita,
yeah,
just
because
kind
we
of settings.
yeah.
That's not to say we didn't get stuff like that. We got like
Fairy Tale.
Yeah, we did get Fairy Tale, the Sentry Construct
Oh,
OST.
the Sentry Contract. Oh, so good.
Yeah, and then if we take a step back into Dreaming Deep, we get the techno side again pretty immediately. It's in our face because, like, I'm not gonna lie, the combat theme for Dreaming Deep, Irredeemable Souls, I've got the thing on loop right now as we're talking.
Oh,
The thing just, it's
ass.
the dirtiest bass I've heard from like
You're gonna-
Wuwa in a while.
You're gonna link it later.
I'll just do it.
I need
now.
to actually
Just do it in chat. Put it in chat.
just play it. Yeah.
I don't think I have Automod anyway.
Yeah, I'll find it. Anyway, point is, like, it's setting based, and I think once we step back into La Roy, into Huanglong, into other locations that aren't just Magitech with slightly more magic than tech, that will start getting more of what we
Text,
expect.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think the last instance of electronic music was not very long ago. It was a what's his name? False Sovereign's theme.
Yeah.
It's not electronic music, to be
Is
honest.
it?
It's
Is
not.
it?
It's more than it would be otherwise.
It's a lot more
falls
like
under electronic.
it's a lot
It's
more
more than usual, yes.
It's a lot more electronic than anything Runacita is saying.
Yeah, but it's not electronic. It's not fucking Hikari. It's not the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
resort. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Even though it's
okay,
similar.
we're running into a different problem here, where we're comparing songs
Taste.
based on a time
Taste.
frame and
Yeah.
taste.
Hmm.
So we're I hate to say that this is slightly misplaced, but I really do think it's slightly misplaced. It's like it's a valid complaint to have, yes, and you can levy the argument. Kuro has learned from this from years.
I think we went a little bit away from what my complaint actually was.
We are totally far from it.
We seriously did. I think
though, I get your point and I agree completely with it. So just to be like, just to say it.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
mine is a little bit more restricted to specifically 2.7 and specifically
Yeah.
some scenes where it felt like the soundtrack was not really fitting the. It was kind of fitting the atmosphere, but it wasn't fitting the energy of the rest of the soundtrack.
I'll have to.
Yeah, would you say like it's too safe, perhaps? So, that's what I felt. I feel like it's like
Maybe.
it was just too safe.
It's like
yeah.
Because
I mean,
it's not
yeah.
even a leitmotif, which is something they used really well so far in Rinashita, in my opinion.
Oh.
And it's something that feels like because I felt like that specific piece of soundtrack was when Christopher was talking, when Scar appeared and fought with Chao Yuan. And so far and so forth. I don't know. I don't remember.
I'll have to rewatch it again.
Yeah.
I think the issue that I don't really remember the theme is a bit concerning, honestly.
That's not an issue. No,
I don't know. Yeah.
By the way, Trev left and we didn't say goodbye to him.
I did.
Broke it too deep.
Yeah, well, we didn't do it on stream. Well, well, we're approaching 3 hours, so any qualms with any? I feel like we should close it while
No,
we're.
it's not bad.
Well, I think we should. I feel like we should close the stream before before I shut up again for half of the stream like last time. So any closing
I
statements?
just really like 2.7.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
really good.
2.7 is good.
Let's make some closing statements. 2.7 good.
Yes, exactly.
The high Roy
I
high
think, yeah, is good.
is good. You had a thought you wanted to continue on all?
No, I don't.
Okay. Oh my! I was waiting for you. Okay, I'll say anything. Anything you want to say before I close the stream? Apparently not. Yeah, I'm closing the stream soon because it's midnight where I am.
All right, then close it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. I'll see it's gonna ghost me or not. Okay, he is. Okay, he might be. Okay, he might be ghosting me. I'm just gonna end the stream. Okay, thanks for everyone for coming. The next stream will probably be either after Chuyuan's patch or when 2.8 drops. Okay, cheers, guys. Bye.
This is Choyuan's patch.
No, I mean like when his quest shows up. All right, I'm close. I'm turning off the stream. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.